throws him. On the early transition.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
You build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Air Force, Aim High. Type S, the official lighting sponsor of Formula Drift. Lights, camera, power, fun. GT Radial, experience the performance.
Welcome out to E-Town. This is round 4 of the Formula Drift Championship. We deem this the Type S Gauntlet, first ever purpose-built drift coliseum here in the Northeast. Check out this playground that is E-Town Raceway Park. We are about to introduce you to our top 16 drivers about to throw down at round 2 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. That's right, we had qualifying for Pro and ProSpec yesterday. Today is all ProSpec action. This is the Type S Gauntlet presented by AutoZone. Thank you so much for joining us out here. I am Jared Dienda. Next to me up here for ProSpec this round and the entirety of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship, Matt Sopa. Matt, thanks for joining me up here. What were your thoughts earlier from 32, qualifying, everything that's going down?
I feel like we had a lot of heavy hitters kind of leave the stage here in top 32, but now we still have plenty of action to see here, and I'm looking forward to seeing these guys turn up the wick and see what they're all about.
There we go. All right, so again, Matt Sopa, my name's Jared Dienda. Thank you for joining us here. Again, our judges getting poised and ready, but if you could, please stand and remove your hats for our national anthem before we introduce you to our top 16 drivers here at E-Town. let's make some noise for our top 16 drivers ready to throw down here at E-Town. That's right, the Type S Gauntlet presented by AutoZone. Let's introduce you to our top 16 drivers. You can see the first car parked, and we'll end with the last car parked. We kick things off with that Fuel Lab S14 coming to us from St. Louis, Missouri. Make some noise for D-Mads, Derek Madison. Next up, our driver coming to us all the way from the 702. Nope, psych, just kidding. All right, this is our gentleman coming to us from Coro Works. He is 19 years young, the Supercharged LS, BRZ 86, whatever it is, this 19-year-old shredder, Mr. Cole Richards. Next up, now he's coming from Las Vegas, the number 66. That's right, 702, Bay Olsen. Follow him, like him. Again, everybody on GT Radios, the Zone 1 Motorsports TNVC BMW. It is Blake Olsen. Up next, this gentleman won in Orlando last year, the Drift Wizard. He is settly diddly. He is ready to get down. He's opening the door. What do we got here? Is Gonzo out there? Oh, there he is. He is out for the business. You shall not pass. We see if he shall pass. Coming to us from Los Angeles, California, it is Andy Hateley. Up next, this young buck, another young pilot coming to us from Canada, 15 years young. Make some noise for this Jackson Performance Corvette. It is Jaden Martorana. All right, up next, he was our last battle in 32. He went through Jeff Donati. Yeah, he went from mild to wild. The Mild to Wild Custom Accessories, Subaru BRZ. It is Eric Medici. Coming up next, this gentleman knows this track, multiple PROSPEC championships underneath his belt, Mr. Never Settle, Drift HQ BMW. It is Dmitry Brutskiy. Up next, this gentleman comes to us via Turkey, now living in Northern California, Enos Oil, pedal commander, number 53. It is Farouk Kugay. Coming on down the mountain, Sugary, come on, let's make some noise. This gentleman, he loves drifting. He literally loves love. His last name is not drifting, well, it's love. So make some noise for this gentleman, After Hours Autosports. Throw some heart signs out there. It is Josh Love. Great looking car, great looking beard. He is about to throw down for his town, the number 121. We're gonna get some tattoos after this, thanks to Unknown Tattoo. Great looking car, like I said, the Shinchoku S13. It is Zach Farrar. Up next, this gentleman got second place in Atlanta. Definitely has a big personality and big angle. He's piloting that pedal commander, field suspension, GT Radial, Coro Works, S chassis. Your number 1 qualifier, Ben Hobson. The pink and the blue all over. He threw into the wall, but he fought back, and here he is. He again went against Austin Mata in his Nissan 350Z SPD. It is Cody Buchanan. Some more BMWs for your drifting diet. Cool, calm, and collected in this Deech Works BMW E36. It is Jack Davis. Our current points leader coming to this round of competition. Look at this, got tie-dye, got the rainbow, I mean, neon. I mean, you can't even look at this car. It's like a solar eclipse. He is your current points leader, winner in Atlanta, Team Hansen. It is Rudy Hansen. Oh, looking so stoic. This gentleman is doing double duty. He's yeah, that's right. Come on, put a smile on it, would you? The IMB partners, NCR. It is Nate Chen. Last but definitely not least, he's from here on the East Coast, right here in New Jersey. The NOS Energy Drink, Nissan 370Z, GT Radial tires, of course, all of them. Link ECU, GT Radial. It is Alex Jagger. And there we are. Those are our top 16 drivers. Thank you to the TireStacks.com ladies, and thank you to our drivers, fighting tooth and nail to get here in the top 16. As again, we are getting prepped. We saw some, I feel like, again, track very unassuming, flat, 3 outside zones, 1 inside clip. But as we start to whittle and it starts to coalesce, I think that we're going to see more exciting runs, more carnage. Yeah. I think those walls are going to say, hey, come over here, join me. Be one with the wall. Yeah, be like one with that. Bammo! And I think,
like a little Penningworth.
Yeah, exactly. So let's take a look at the bracket. These are the drivers that are about to do battle the gladiators. Hobson versus Jagger, Olsen versus Hateley, Richards versus Madison, Chen versus Davis. On the other side, Jaden, 15 years old. He's going against a 30-something-year-old Farouk. I love you, bro, but you're up there in age. I'm older than you. Let's just call it what it is. Zach Farrar against Rudy Hansen, Brutskiy versus Lev, and Medici versus Buchanan. All right, let's take a look at some of these highlights, some standout moments here. And Hobson, man, just the way he is finding the speed. And you had a great stat. What was that about? Qualifying first 3 times?
Yeah, he was
including Bethany.
Yeah, the last 3 events that Hobson attended to, he's qualified number 1. And I think Rudy was the only one to steal the podium, or the top spot on the podium from him in the last 3 events. So it'll be really interesting to see. And as we all know in drifting, it can be anybody's game. It can be 1 iota of a wish to change the story here. So
yeah, it could be that 15-cent part, not the $15,000 part. It could be something so simple and just risking it, hitting that wall. But again, that is Ben Hobson taking out Magmami earlier, and now Jaden. A lot of eyeballs on him. A lot of potential for this young man. He's always got a smile. He's got big floofy hair. He just looks all of 15 years old, but carries himself with a stature. Again, the car doesn't show age. It doesn't show gender. All it does is show the amplitude, the impact, the line, style. And Human Rahimi goes in the wall. Jaden gets a win. What about Rudy Hansen? What are your thoughts? I mean, he barely got in.
Yeah, he was in there in the skin of the teeth. I think the qualifying thing might have hurt him a little bit, so he had to go up against, someone he might have wanted to later on in the bracket, but he pulled it off there and, did a good job. Let's see if he can carry that momentum going forward.
Remember, after this weekend here tonight, we're in 16 now. We're not stopping until we find out who holds the carbon fiber trophy. After this evening and this podium tonight, we're halfway through this ProSpec championship. Already. Only 2 more stops. We got St. Louis. And we have, of course, we have Utah.
Excellent. Yeah, Utah's like a nice speed. A little contrast from this track. But speaking of contrast here, we almost had an upset here with Kennedy versus Brutskiy going one more time. And it came down to one of those fine details that the judges were really good on spotting, that she actually had an incomplete by straightening out in the transition here. Meanwhile, on Brutskiy's chase run, he had a total incomplete. That was obvious to everyone, but it was quite the battle, the 2 battles there. And Kennedy surprised me, and I'm sure others, by stepping it up on the one more time and showed her, hey, I'm here to compete. Very contrasting, again, from her performance in Atlanta.
Well done. by Kennedy and Brutskiy. Eventually, Brutskiy came out on top. I think that's got to be a good confidence builder for Z Kennedy. You know, her and Kelsey Rawlings, the two females in competition, but Z, a notable driver. She's piloted a lot of different machines, so looking forward to seeing what we see from her in St. Louis. All right, there are some top 32 highlights. Again, we saw the bracket battles to watch overall. You know, Hobson and Jagger right out of the gate. You know, Hobson, you know, he's residing kind of in the South. You know, he's originally from Alabama. He works with the Core Works boys. He's bouncing around. He's got a lot of wheel time. Alex Jagger, he knows his course. I mean, I would say next to that of Brutskiy, you know, because of the gambler events they have here. They get a lot of track time, a lot of seat time here on this very track. So here's the season schedule. We are obviously here in Englishtown, New Jersey. We make our way July 13th and 15th, so just less than a month. We'll be out there at Worldwide Technology Raceway Park, Grantsville, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake, to culminate a Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We will crown one who will be, remember, Robert Thorne got it last year. He made the jump from ProSpec to Pro. Dimitri Brutskiy, he's been hanging out in ProSpec. He says, hey, I'm going to commit to it. You know, as he had, you know, we're only one round in. Yeah. You know, you can't really count your chickens, you know, before they hatch. But let's take a look at the Torque Drift course preview here with Virtual Forsberg.
Yep, he's filling that out of our zone. A little handbrake pull there. You can even see the wheel slowing down there. It's pretty cool. Caster right there behind him. He's going to try and mimic that transition going into outer zone 2. You want to feel it early and deep. Getting real close to the wall there. Keeping proximity, that's the responsibility of this chase driver. It's a long zone there. It almost seems like it takes a fortnight to get through. And here, coming out of there, nice smooth arc coming into inner clip 1. Get that, the timing here is critical in the chase driver's position here. You got to get in there early, anticipate the turn, and then keep it in deep going through outer zone 3 and maintain that proximity through to the finish.
You know, 30, just hanging out earlier today. It's a long weekend for us. You know, I'm up here talking, but the hard work is the crews, the teams, the sponsors, everybody activating, and just how it comes together. I'm really excited to see this 16. I think that it's going to get really exciting. Lights are coming on. Yep. You know, saw a little bit of rain earlier. What happens here? TBD. But let's talk about the decel zones, those red areas. Okay. Basically, on initiation, talk us through it.
Yeah, obviously we're going to have a little bit of a slowdown area in initiation. You get the speed up out of the start, slow down a little bit, set yourself up, get the car to angle, blast through. Then in the transition, the judges are always talking about only decelling after the transition. So they're going into outer zone 2 with a little bit of decel, bringing it around 175 degrees there, and going into after the transition on outer zone 3. There's a little bit of slowdown to be expected. So this is more of like a little bit of a color by numbers or guidebook for the chase driver. You know, to know that, okay, I'm going to expect the car to slow down a little bit here. Maybe I got to, you know, think about that a little bit, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we could get some stinky runs there, right? Going to that last outside zone. We saw, who was that earlier? That was Human Rahimi.
Yes.
Goes in. I mean, he used his wheel like a shovel and just pulled all that dirt.
Yeah, he did a little excavating there with his turbo.
Yeah, exactly. So Human Rahimi is definitely not just human. He is a human backfiller there. As we got the crew out there making sure it is all good. That's going. That's actually
live.
Exiting out of outside zone 2.
Yeah, I thought we were doing a little BTS there. But
keys to victory. Here you go, bud. Open the door.
There we go. Like we want to see the nice snappy initiation into outer zone 1 with our lead driver here. Fill all them zones. Almost pretend that the guy behind you isn't there. Make those smooth transitions. Make the zones deep. Decel, like we said, only after transitioning. That's what you want. Get that snappy, fast transition, and then party a little after. And use momentum. Use the speed of your car. Drive with intent. We've been talking about that
let it sail
all season. Yeah.
Yeah, let it sail, let it flow, and you know, sometimes you kind of oversteer, overdrive. So here's the keys to victory for the chase driver. And again, you can only have a good chase if you have a good lead, but here are the GT Radio keys to victory for the chase driver. Initiate close to lead car. So when they go into that first outside zone, be right there, banging on their door. Maintain that proximity. So don't, as you said, don't surge. Don't go back, go forth. Yeah, it's a little bit of a flex that you have the power, but you know, you got to keep in mind that it's a spec class. Look at this. We got a late entry here. This thing is way too small to compete. Oh boy, I almost stepped on by a little swoosh right there. But United States Air Force, what was that, a Toyota Supra? That's a little Supra, a little Freddy mix. So, all right, so there are the keys to victory. We've set the format. We've set the agenda. We know the gladiators that are entering the Coliseum. This is E-Town. So again, be sure to go by the Formula Drift booth if you're coming in tomorrow. If you're here right now, go over there, check out the Lean Customs limited edition pins. They have limited edition for every round of competition. Also, again, speaking of Lean, I know they are over there in Colorado right now. Pikes Peak Hill Climb going down this weekend. Many different FD competitors over the years, including Formula Drift champion Reese Millen, Dai Yoshihara, another Formula Drift champion, a Formula Drift competitor and legend, Mad Mike Odette, is 4-rotor Mazda 3. So again, shout out and respect to those racing Pikes Peak this weekend. Want to send you know, our thoughts, and go send it. Come on, get on over. There's no line, so if you got a little bit of delay, why not head over there, pick up some gear. Got some skateboard decks, some sweatshirts, some umbrellas, some goodies, and again, right over there to the left, you can see the Lean Customs pins. And here is our Air Force Aim High trivia. Aim High, that's right. Do you have the answer? Well, go ahead and click in the description while you're watching at home. What were the Tuskegee Airmen also known as? Was it A, the Sky Knights, B, the Starlarks, was it C, the Red Tails, or D, the Blue Wings? Do you know the answer, Sofa?
Definitely not.
Okay, I do.
I know.
Yep. All right, so again, go ahead and click on that question in the description of your live stream. So thank you to the United States Air Force for their support of not only Formula Drift, but of course, best country in the world. Sorry, man. I mean, I love traveling. I love New Zealand. I love UK. Haven't been to Ireland yet. I'm ready to go to Ireland. James Dean has invited me, and Adam LZ has not yet. So I'm waiting for my invite for the LZ Invitational. All joking aside, Robbie Nishida, Brian Egger, Chris Yule, star-studded cast here. Robbie Bashida Blade Nishida, you can see his hands there waving in the window, joining us from Japan. He's been a miss for a couple of years. Brian Egger, how many years again? 11 years. Chris Yule, how many years? 4 years. And Ryan Lantain is sitting out. We have 4 judges every round of competition, but one sits out and becomes a driver's steward. They're kind of the dam in between the waters that might just cascade over the judges of emotion. But
Motions of petition.
Exactly, the motions of the petition, the Emancipation Proclamation. All right, well, we're about to have some fun. Matt Sopa, I'm Jared Dienda, and we are kicking things off with one heck of a heater. All right, we got Ben Hobson, our #1 qualifier, going against Alex Jagger right out of the gates. Got the moves like Jagger, not Jagger, not Jaeger, but Jagger. Just FYI. NOS energy drink, Nissan 370Z, but Hobson will lead in that pedal commander GT radio. Buchanan Racing, again operated by the fuel suspension team of Bodie Boschis. Ben Hobson coming out of the gate. How's he gonna do? How we doing, baby boo? Right into the outside zone 1-2. Yes, that's sir. And here we go into that outside zone 2. Oh, Ben Hobson used all the cords. Both these guys using it, being aggressive. So look at this. You have Chris Forsberg's team, Boxis' team, a lot of equity here, a lot of knowledge being shared. Shedding that back quarter fender is Ben Hobson, but Jagger keeps the composure. Again, think about all that equity. You know, got Forsberg with 20 years. I mean, Odie's practically 15 years. I don't know how many years it is. Odie, how long you been competing now? How long? 10? Oh, too many. Go ahead.
Looking at it here, I really thought Jagger was going to over-rotate here, but he did a good job of keeping it together and sacrificing a little bit of a line there, getting more proximity on Ben here as they cross over inner clip 1, heading into zone 3. Jagger making some presence, could have been a little bit more on knocking on Hobson's door there. Yeah, but we'll see what happens when they switch positions here.
He's got that grip, man, and again, it's spec tires, spec ECU, link engine management, GT radial. Hobson's initiation, rock solid.
Absolutely.
Jagger gets lost a little bit.
It was a little bit there, almost rotating. You can see he's using full angle, then pulls out of it, and then pulls the angle out to get the proximity, and just kind of struggles to keep that reel in and keep that momentum going. A little late on the transition. You could have anticipated a little better, and Hobson's doing a great job of filling all the zones completely. So I believe the needle's wavering towards Hobson at this point. Well, so Jagger's gonna have to put one heck of a lead run on here to shine us on and the judges.
Yeah, Hobson and Jagger both. You know, I'd love to be in the pits after this battle ends and see what kind of conversation they have, because both these gentlemen, I would say, are top 3 contenders here this weekend.
That's fair.
And I think they got pitted against each other early on here in 16. I feel like this is the final battle. Oh. You know what I mean? I mean, just straight up, you saw the driving prowess that Ben had, and everybody's talking about just how fast he is. But again, Jagger, watch this. Jagger initiates into that first outside zone. He gets it all the way antsy. Hobson comes up a little bit short here. So again, that compromise. Here we go into outside zone 2. Jagger a little bit more precision. Remember, but look at this. Hobson shows up. He is right there on the door of Alex Jagger, transitioning down to that last outside zone. Jagger putting the car in all the right places, but cannot shake Hobson, the pedal commander. Elton on the roof, and you see him chucking a deuce out there. Ben Hobson elated. Look at these guys. I told you, I want to see these guys in the pits afterwards.
Get some
throwing the horns.
cars.
Make some noise for Alex Jagger and Ben Hobson. Look at these guys.
He is so pumped.
Oh,
That's
they are
amazing.
just two peas in a pod, man.
Yeah, I felt Hobson definitely had a dominant chase here. Jagger didn't quite fill out outer zone 1 there. We're rolling it around here. Little waver there from Hobson. He definitely makes up for it in outer zone 2, keeping the pressure on. Maybe not as smooth, but Jagger still fulfilling his roles on the lead position here. Hobson did a great job anticipating that transition and had an opportunity since Jagger didn't fill that outer zone 3 as well. He was able to sneak up on him and knock on his tire there a little bit there. So you can see how he didn't quite fill, neither of them kind of filled the outer zone 1. So Hobson kind of cheated the line there, but now he made up for it in outer zone 2. I think that might be the wow factor, besides his lead run being a little more advantageous over Jagger to give him the win here, Jared. And then he swings around, a lot better transition there than Jagger had on his chase. I think overall, Ben's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate here and just say, because Ben's lead run wasn't the cleanest. It was a little sloppy. So to follow that gets a little bit difficult. So hats off to Alex Jagger, but I will agree with the judges saying Ben Hobson a little more dominant by compromising things. So Ben Hobson gets the win. Hats off to Alex Jagger. A good effort. And like I said, these guys are top 4 here this weekend, but unfortunately met each other early on. So hats off again to Alex Jagger. Ben Hobson gets the win. Can he make this a perfect event? He moves one step closer to doing just that here in the Royal Purple Top 16.
Absolutely.
Blake Olsen, Andy Hateley, another good battle. Again,
It's
PROSPEC. We had
stacked.
My boy Jeremy Bay, shout out to him, 1945 Speed and Custom, upstate New York hot rod shop. He says, how many drivers? I said 39. 39, that's more than pro. And again, it's a concentrated all killer, no filler event. It's the Donald Duck orange juice. You kind of marinate, you water it down. Well, this is just all the concentrate of drifting. So here we go. Blake Olsen, Andy Hateley. Who do we have? Who's going to come out on top? Again, who is going against Ben Hobson, who's on a fervor? So Hobson going against either Olsen or Hateley. Now, Olsen will lead Hateley, but remember, Olsen only qualified 8th compared to Andy Hateley's 9th. So this should be a fun one.
Did you get all barn burner? Yeah.
Barn burner?
Barn
Where's
burner.
the barn? You know, there is a barn here. Sneaky Pete's. It's a bar here. Oh, E-Town, yeah. He's spelled bar and Here we go. So again, Blake Olsen will lead that Zone 1 Motorsports BMW. Gets all of that outside zone, filling it to the brim. Into the outside Zone 2. Andy Hateley coming up a bit short. He is definitely having some proximity. Blake Olsen now fills all of that outside Zone 2. Coincidentally, Zone 1 is on the door, but how does he feel about Zone 3? All right, he's in it to win it. Allegedly. So the Drift Wizard is in the building. We'll see what kind of spells he can cast against Blake Olsen when he alternates the order and is out front. What are your thoughts?
Hateley, the Wizard was missing a little bit of magic here. I think Olsen sold there. Filling all the zone really well here. As Hateley kind of had a leggy transition going into outer zone 2. Olsen doing a good job filling the zone later in the zone, but also Hateley doing a little sacrificial angle and line there to keep proximity. And also a little better transition there than his first. Olsen's doing a good job of filling the zone here. Hateley, I think he's going to have to step it up here to do a really good lead run and to give Olsen a good chase and see what they're all about here in the next one.
Yeah, Blake needs to, sometimes Blake overthinks it and tries to get too aggressive. We see that sometimes in the case of you surge forward, you have to back off, and it completely bamboozles everything that you got going on, right?
Yeah, so the car's wound up and then you went
absolutely. You shall not pass, or you shall pass. Andy Hateley, the Drift Wizard, initiating into that first outside zone. There is Blake Olsen. Ooh, see, and there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Blake always has just I don't know exactly what happened there, but now he does get to the door of Andy Hateley, now going past that inside clip. Both of them nicking it there. Andy Hateley in that final outside Zone 3. And Blake Olsen right there on the door. Let's run it back. Let's take a look. Going into outside Zone 2, where did it go wrong for Blake?
Yeah, I feel like Blake made the same mistake in the chase as Hateley, but at a greater scale, I guess you could say. Sacrificing, not in the right pocket there. Hateley doing a good job of holding steady in that Zone 2. Blake doing a good job of kind of putting it back together in the later half of the run here. Excellent mimicking the transition. Then he almost did it too soon after they were rotated to get too deep in the pocket there in the chase run. So looking here at the first transition again, sacrificing a lot of angle. He was way offline, but kind of like wiggled his way back into where he needed to be. I just don't know if that's going to be enough to waver his way. It could be anybody's battle at this point. I feel like I want to see him go one more time. I need some more magic from the Wizard, and I need some more vision from Blake.
More block.
Yeah.
More block. Here we go. So Andy Hateley, Blake Olsen. And unfortunately, I think that was too big of a mistake to offset.
Yeah.
So, you'd love and this is what I was talking about. I love Blake's driving style. Look at that. He gives him little praying hands. Andy Hateley, he's stoked. The hair flowing outside of his helmet. But unfortunately for Blake, his weekend is done. But the Zone 1 BMW, definitely a fierce competitor. And just too early of a transition.
Yeah, I think it just over-rotated it too early.
Yep. All right, so Cole Richards, again, works with the Core Works guys, lives in Naples, Florida. Beautiful part of the country. I love Naples, Florida. You ever been down there? Ready to go down there. Met his mom and dad in Georgia at their first round of PROSPEC. Really cool, good kid. Again, went to FD, took his mom there. His mom's now a fan. He's like, I'm going to be out there someday. And here he is in top 16, and he's going against D-Mads, one of the best PROSPEC drivers in the field.
Absolutely.
In that Fuel Lab S14.
Yeah, it just goes to show how obtainable the sport is if you got enough drive.
All right, so again, Cole Richards will be leading Derek Madison. He out-qualified D-Mads. Derek Madison, again, was forced to go to his second run. Shout out to our drone pilot. Some great shots here, dropping in. Scary. Remix. Here we go. Cole Richards, forward. 86, that supercharged LS coming down the pipe. Cole Richards gets in that first outside zone. Derek Madison, look at that, even deeper. Just showing the young buck, 19 years old. A little bit of equity here, but Cole Richards bounces back literally over that drag strip transition into that first inside clip. There goes Derek Madison, just barely nicking to that front left. Now Cole Richards in that final outside zone. Cole digging deep. Derek Madison comes up a bit short, a little short sheeted. Short sheeted before when somebody folds the sheets and you go and you put your feet in. Have you done that?
Yeah, we've talked about this last time, but anyway, I felt like Madison left a little on the table there in the last half of the course there. He did an excellent job of keeping good proximity and simultaneous initiation there, but he almost did the same mistake as Hateley and Olsen did there in the last battle. They transitioned too soon, but he did make up for it, and a less of a mistake there. I felt it was good, not wavering, pressure on there. Way late on the transition here, Derek, and I think that's what set him for failure in the outer zone 3. I think a lot of line, a lot of angle to get up to Richards. I think that's going to have to be a very big deficit for Madison here moving forward.
All right, so let's see what we got. Let's alternate the order. So Hobson is in the 8. He will be going against Hateley. And now, Madison or Richards? Madison, I feel like I'm looking for something big here. Just knowing D-Mads, okay, a little tempered. Quick little yank of the handbrake. That was a nice approach. All right, in the outside zone 2, Cole Richards. Okay. He's right there. Oh, he's applying it. I don't know if there was contact. We'll have to take a look at the truth serum. Hopefully we got that angle past that inside clip. Now Cole Richards, look at this. Yeah. He has nothing to lose. Derek Madison, Derek put the car in the right place on outside zone 2 and 3, allowing Cole to really get close. But really good battle. Love it.
I think besides Derek's zone 3 fill there, they were all filled really well, and Richards definitely took advantage of that really solid lead run to put on a good chase here. Love Derek's initiation, flirting with the wall a little bit, and a little angle out of the outer zone 2. Richards with an awesome transition there, anticipating it. Getting a little friendly, must have been that little bump I see. Maybe a little contact in the sides here. That thing's been taking a beating all day. Ended up on the track earlier, but look at this transition here. Comes in there, simultaneous, nice and deep. And since Madison didn't go as deep, I think that gave an opportunity to Richards to really reel him in and show him how, hey, I'm here to win.
Something I'm noticing here is Derek Madison drives full throttle. I mean, the smoke, the amount of smoke, it's not a criteria, but it's an indication of just being hammering down.
Yes.
Cole seems to be just massaging the car. He's a bit of a masseuse, so you can see it. Not as much smoke, but you could just see him kind of working the car, and that's good spatial awareness. We talked about yesterday about a cat in the whiskers and being aware. So, what do you guys think? Hey, let's go! My man's absolutely pumped right now. All right, here we go. So, who's going to get the win? Slide him left for Richards or right for Madison. Slide him left for Richards. Gets the win, taking out Derek Madison. All right, so again, 2-1. Richards gets the win. Giving a little praying hands there to Derek, Madison, D-Mads. We'll see you in your hometown in just less than a month. Worldwide Technology Raceway Park. Look at that. Cole Richards, a newcomer here to Formula Drift Pro Spec. So Richards will be going against one of these drivers, Nate Chen or Jack Davis. All right, so Jack Davis, Deechworks E36, qualifying 21st. Nate Chen qualifying 5th. That is, again, a really good qualifying score. Nate Chen's got out of the gate. Jack Davis. Nate's been really fast out of the chute. Would like to see him. Oh, look at that big flick. That was what he got.
Put him out of there a little early. It was kind of
yeah, weird. Okay. Just hit it and quit it. All right, so Nate Chen gets into the dirt, exceeds the track line, but again, we've said it looks aggressive, but then going overhead, it's not as violent as you tend to think. All right, so Nate Chen into that final outside zone. Jack Davis coming up short. I feel like Nate just rips around this course like a circuit racer.
Yeah, I feel like if he knocked it down maybe a couple few more percent, it would have been a little more precise there, especially in AutoZone 2. But he came in there nice. I really liked the initiation, but the car kind of gripped up, or he just took the wrong line coming out of AutoZone a little early. Probably earlier than Davis wanted to anticipate. So here we go. He gets only one tire off. Like you said, it does look deceiving from that other angle. But now we're looking from the sky here. Davis just trying to reel in Chen. Does a good job of mimicking, but he still has a little bit of a gap there. Doing a decent job of staying present, but just not enough to kind of give him the advantage here. Chen leaving AutoZone 1 early again, but look at that transition. Nice, but it's just too much of a gap there. And he's trying to keep reeling in, keep reeling in. He's trying to put out the bait there, just not catching.
Hey, what's going on, boys? Quit looking at your phone, Moroso boys. Hey. No? All right. Catching all the Pokemon? What's going on? Got to catch them all? Is that my 9-year-old likes that game? The Pokemon to go? Yeah, that's cool. Here we go. We got Jack Davis out front, Deechworks, BMW 36, Nate Chen, the NCR, Silent FRS, now initiating into that first outside zone. When Nate, so there's an example of being too aggressive, had to back off a little bit, but now it looks like he finds that special space right there, kind of tries to tuck in, gaining some ground. You're seeing some corrections from Jack Davis, not completely committed to his line, but now, boom, set it and forget it on that last outside zone, allowing Nate Chen to get right there. Almost gets intimate with the drone.
Yeah, I feel like if these cars were looking identical, I couldn't tell which driver was which, in my opinion. Like there was, when they switched roles, they almost made the same kind of mistake. They has the same line in their lead and their chase. Taking a look here, yeah. You know, right up the middle initiation from Davis. He left AutoZone not as early as Chen did, but Chen making a little bit of a mistake there in the transition. Davis could have been a little deeper in AutoZone 2, and Chen's still trying to reel him in. Sacrificing a little bit of angle as they come around inner clip 1. Davis pouring out a little angle. Chen doing a really good job anticipating, gets a little too deep in the pocket, but also brings it back a little bit to get more approximation in outer zone 3 as they bring it home. Taking a look at the drone shot here. Chen does simultaneous initiation. Doesn't expect him to transition so early there. It kind of messes him a little bit and sets him up for a little bit of a failure here. Not complete failure, but it could have been a little better if that didn't happen through outer zone 2, if you know what I mean. And then look at that, synced up, drove a little too hard, got in front of his bumper there, but I think the needle is wavering towards Chen on this one.
Yeah?
Just about a half a cup.
And I just love all these tools. Again, all the fans, they're so passionate. They boo, they scream, they yell, they cheer, they jeer. So again, all the angles really help out, and it seems that you're right. Matt Sopa on Europa keeps it clean. Nate Chen gets the win, and that is unanimous. All right, so Nate Chen gets the win, and just like that, we are halfway through our top 16. So Hobson versus Hateley, and the young buck Cole Richards versus Nate Chen. Whew. Keep it going. Let's do this dance. Let's put a bow on this thing, man. I mean, I'm feeling hyped up. I know Ryan. Look at Ryan. Calm down. Ryan's just elated right now. He's absolutely excited. Ryan, it's okay. We're gonna get through this. He's hyped right now. All right, so Jaden Martorana from Montreal, Quebec, 15 years old, going against Farouk Kugay. I mean, Farouk, you could be Jay's dad. All joking aside, I could definitely be. I mean, my oldest son's 16. So, but Jay, I know he's been hanging out with Reese Conklin, and just he gained a lot of eyeballs in Atlanta. A lot of people watch him. He was without nitrous. Now he's full pull. He's got a complete setup. A lot of exciting things here. He qualified second in this Jackson Performance Corvette. All right, Farrar Kugay is going to chase him down. The Ineos Oil Pedal Commander S14. Here goes Jaden from Montreal, from Canada, into that second outside zone. He comes up short there, and now that allows Farrar Kugay. You see him get close. Ooh, yeah, just the road disrupting Farruk's vehicle. Ooh, just barely allowing him to transition to that last outside zone. Jaden gets all the way out there, uses all of the course, finds the dirt. So hyping up a lot, maybe nerves getting the best of him. Here he is in top 16. He's running a full car. What do you got?
Look at that. Awesome initiation. There's even threw a little left foot brake in there. Farrar trying to make up some ground there as they enter into outer zone 2. Jaden giving a little bit of an opportunity there to kind of give him some ground. Maybe a little bit of contact in the left front. Little paint swap here, but Jaden keeping it strong and steady. As he transitions here, he's like, hey, hold my root beer. I'm going to go into outer zone 3 here. And Farrar trying to do the best and reel him in.
You're allowed to say that because you are a dad now.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a solid dad joke. Solid, slow clap the dad joke. Even the judges caught a little giggle there. That was good. Hold my root beer. What brand though?
I'm going with Barks.
No, you can't do that. He's 15. That has caffeine in it. Now you're a terrible dad. I'm joking. You're not a terrible dad. I'm joking.
Jeez,
Barks
Jared.
has bite. Hence the name. You got to go A&W mug, something like that. All right, here we go. Back to the battle action. Farrar Kugay entering that inside. In that first outside zone. Farrar Kugay, did you see that execution there, by the way? That was absolutely precision by Farrar Kugay. Now Jaden is right there on the door. You can see him wavering a little bit, but Farrar is rock solid, this 2JS chassis. I'll tell you what, Farrar used all of the course. Run this back. I was too excited about too excited about the root beer, but take a look at this run again from Farrar on initiation.
Yeah,
look how far he gets out.
Oh, wow. Got right into that 3-2-1 cone area and filled the zone completely. I think he threw Jaden off there a little bit as he transitioned late. Farrar doing, look at that, no wavering from Farrar.
Insane.
The Corvette. Jaden trying to just wiggle his way back into the pocket there as Farrar just comes around, interclip 1. Good transition here. Jaden coming back in the frame. Sacrifice, he's too deep in that pocket. That's going to be a pretty decent deficit here. Look at this initiation. Nice flick from Farrar. We like to see that. Scraping the paint on the wall. Do a nice transition. Jaden lost in the smoke a little bit. As they come around outer zone 2, Farrar using all the angle, that Ineos S14 here, bringing it around all the smoke. Jaden just trying to keep up with the old pro veteran here. And here we go, transitioning into outer zone 3. He keeps it lit as he full angle. Jaden sacrificing angle and line to keep proximity. This is going to be a tough one, Jared.
I mean, I got to tell you, I love what Jaden is doing. He's definitely a talent. Looking for him to just really grow and expand. But you know, when you get to this caliber of driving, you got to put it together. So take a look. I really want to focus on the left here with Jaden out front. You know, watch where he puts his car.
Yeah, kind of eases into the zone there.
Farrar.
Yeah, Farrar, and you definitely have to go with Farrar on the lead on outer zone 2, and Jaden with the chase in outer zone 2. But Farrar also had the better lead, I feel like, in just a little bit deeper in outer zone 3 there.
Again, great driving by both the drivers. What do you guys think? Where are we at? Jaden, Martorana, or are we talking Farrar Kugay, New Jersey? Don't act too excited right now. Come on now. All right, so again, there we are seeing the Ineos Oil Pedal Commander, Farrar Kugay, and Jaden Martorana from Canada. We are halfway through our Royal Purple Top 16, Royal Purple the Synthetic Experts, the official engine oil of Formula Drift. Slide them left for Jaden, right for Farrar, and Farrar gets 1 vote and 2 votes, and there it is. Oh, and one more time.
All right.
Chris, is that you or you judge 3? All right, so Chris Ewell saying one more time. It was more to the chase. It was more to the chase. Farrar's chase wasn't as tight, or it was, yeah, so, okay. So they both, I'm talking to Chris Ewell, he was the only one that won one more time. Hey, great effort by Jaden, hats off to him, but Farrar, I gotta tell you, that lead run, that was like top 3 qualifying run right there. So that's
fair.
That's where I was kind of leaning, but hats off to Jaden, really great effort, looking forward to seeing him in St. Louis, but Farrar had an absolute barn burner. So congratulations to Farrar Kugay. Would love to see him on the box. Next up, Zach Farrar, Rudy Hansen. Zach Farrar from Everett, Washington, going against Rudy Hansen, Pocatello, Idaho. So Rudy, our current points leader, barely got into our top 32, was forced, again, our final qualifying runner, and had to spin out on his first run, was forced to complete his second run.
Seems to be playing out for him so far with that bold strategy.
I don't know if it's a bold move, Cotton, but it's, you know, you could dodge a Hansen, you could dodge a ball. You know what I mean?
You could dodge a loss.
Yeah. So Zach Farrar will lead, and I think that's a smarter approach. Not that it worked out that way, but it worked out that way. Not it was planned that way, excuse me. But Farrar, Shichoku, talking about that unknown tattoo nest chassis. Farrar burns him up, leaving the start line. He knows Rudy Hansen's in his rearview mirror, but like you said, Matt, you keep bringing it up. Don't look in your rearview mirror. Just run your line. But Rudy Hansen, you can't ignore the bright neon yellow Trapper Keeper. Oh, and Zach looks like he grabbed some traction midway through that second outside zone and grips up, shoots into the inside clip, and out of that outside zone 3. Farrar dials it in. Rudy Hansen, man, he is just stressing. I feel like he was aggressive, like walking through a concert, like excuse me, like that was like, I got to get to the front row, bro. Like he was getting really present.
Yeah, Zach's driving this weekend is progressively getting better and better, and I feel like they may have turned up the wick a little bit too much for him in this top 16. He almost was about to over-rotate there and had to compensate to not only not spin out so that he could finish that and not have an incomplete. Rudy was always right there following his mistakes and doing a good job of just staying really present enough to not fall into his traps, if you would.
So here we are. Let's alternate the order.
That Track Tires S13.
Track Tires S13, Team Hansen. He's got an extensive team. You can't miss him out there. Tie-dye, got the rainbow, got the neon colors. And here comes Rudy Hansen down the chute. Big, nasty entry. Farrar, you see him. He started late, but then you saw him just drift into it. Literally, yeah, it's Formula Drift, but kind of sail into it and gets right there. Might have a little bit of rubber, meets the door into that inside clip. Farrar, he knows who he's going against. There's a lot of confidence when you're chasing down our current points leader. And Farrar, oh, but look at this. Okay,
he maintained in my view.
This is where it gets interesting. You need to drift across the finish line, right, and have control of your vehicle. But did Farrar get into him? Did Rudy throw up a
I think
block?
I saw that mouth from Chris here that Farrar kind of got into him. But let's take another look here.
Let's take a look. Hey,
so
you know what?
Farrar, I like the opportunity that Rudy gave him to give a good chase because the last battle, Farrar was a little all over the place, but Farrar used all the tools he could to keep up and did a good job on this excellent lead run that Rudy put down here as they come across, transitioning really well. He just got way too deep in the pocket there, gave him a little boop.
There you go.
But hey, look at this guy. Keeping it together, a little backwards, but that's going to be his fault. So
you saw him bump, so watch Farrar's front left get into the back right quarter, right behind the door of Rudy Hansen when they go to that last outside.
That definitely made him over-rotate. Looking at Chris's mouth in there, it's definitely the case here. So he's just going to give him a little and then, he kept it together. He kept it lit, and unfortunately for Zach, that was all she wrote.
All right, there's Zach Farrar. You can see composure there. He said, I read his lips. He says, I'm sorry. So, no, I mean, but, hey, admit when you're wrong, right? So, Rudy Hansen gets the win. Again, Farrar aggressive. He knew he had to throw down against Hansen, our current points leader. So, Hansen advances on. He's in the grade 8. He will be going against Kugay. So, congratulations to him.
Yeah, just looking at the bracket here, it'll be interesting if Hobson and Hansen are going to meet again in the finals. That's a potential here to have a little rematch.
Absolutely. Yeah, so for Kugay, Rudy Hansen, we have 6 drivers already in our Grade 8. That is the Torque Motorsports, the official drifting game of Formula Drift. Download Torque Drift, Torque Drift 2, coming soon. Stay tuned. Stay updated on all things Torque Drift. Right now, we are in the Royal Purple Top 16. 6 drivers already advanced on. 2 more battles left. Royal Purple, the official engine oil of Formula Drift. Brutskiy and Love. Oh boy, this should be a good one. If Love is on, if Brutskiy's on, this is another battle that I think would rival that of Hobson and Jagger. You know, we saw them out of the gate, and I think that Brutskiy and Love, this could be fun.
I think as far as being wild card and stuff, I think Brutskiy has that he knows where that edge is a little more than Love. Love will like kind of go over that edge and try and reel it back in certain situations and kind of get a little bit messy.
I think Love has a little less to lose than Brutskiy. Brutskiy, you know, he is a champion, he knows this course, but I would say that Love he literally has that. He's got love for drifting. All right, so here we go. Brutskiy, bigger angle than Love. Love now finding that proximity. He's trying to reel him in. You can see him just almost that wheel touching that door of the Drift HQ BMW. Josh loves drifting, and he loves slamming it to the door of Brutskiy, and he does that. Good transition by both the drivers. They kept it clean. It was good, no contact, like we just saw from Farrar and Hansen.
Yeah, that was a good run on both parties there. That was good. Love showed up in the chase position here, and let's see Brutskiy here initiate, filling that zone nice. Left not even a little bit early, but Love having a good little transition there into outer zone 2. Brutskiy's fully filling that zone. Love sacrificing just a touch of angle to keep proximity, but I don't think it's enough to be in a deficit at this point as he got matched angle, getting through inner clip 1. Look at that transition, inches in between the bumpers of Love and Brutskiy there as they fill outer zone 3 together, crossing the finish line, and almost getting a little Love tap there through the finish afterwards. But let's reverse the roles. Love's going to lead. Let's see what happens.
Here we go. Let's alternate the orders. Love will be out front. Brutskiy in the chase position. Drift HQ BMW. Here is run 2. Big Duck Club sticker out there. Everyone's tuning in on a BMW today. So here we go. Love. Out of the cannon, under the bridge where he drew some blood, and there it is. Josh loves drifting, gets tight to that wall. Now transitions in outside zone 2. Brutskiy, good composure. You can see that. Look at the counter steer from both the drivers. Brutskiy, look how deep he is in the outside zone 2. I mean, that car is like, I mean, it is pinned. Okay, in outside zone 3, here goes Josh Love. He gets really deep on outside zone 3. Loved Josh's lead run. I think that was really, really good. I think Brutskiy, just a little more refined.
I think on the other side of the coin, though, I think Love's chase was better than Brutskiy's towards the latter half. Oh yeah, okay. We'll check it out here. Coming out. Let's get in outer zone 2 here first. Good transition by both. If we made both of these cars wide, I wouldn't know who was who.
Right.
As this chase and lead were almost identical going through outer zone 2. But here's where it changes. Brutskiy's anticipation just a little bit behind there and doesn't get quite as close with the angle. He falls offline there. So I think that's going to be the deciding factor there. So Love's initiation.
I know, it's love.
Yep, we're loving drifting, and Josh is loving drifting. But look at that, purple, red, just going through outer zone 2.
Colors.
Yeah.
White. So what's red, purple, and white all over?
Here's the crux of Brutskiy's situation here. He just had a lazy, unanticipated transition as they're going into outer zone 3, and Love filled the zone really well. Brutskiy tried making up for it, left outer zone 3 early, and I think that's going to cost him this battle, Jared.
And look at that, Brutskiy quickly.
Sorry, bud.
He's watching the stream. Brutskiy, we're watching you. This is so meta.
I can see you looking at me, looking at you.
Yeah, I can see you looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking back at me, looking at you, talking about you. The outcome, TBD, Josh Love, you can see, I mean, he's out of breath, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work out there. We have a winner. We go one more time. Slide him left for Brutskiy, right for Love. One more time. One more time.
All
They're
right.
going at it again. So our first one more time.
Fair enough.
Of the top 16. So an OMT for Brutskiy and Love. How are the cheese sticks, bro? They're good? Thumbs up?
Motsies.
All right, I'm coming over. I'll be right there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Throwing a peace sign, smoochy faces, little duck lips.
Shaka.
A little shock, I don't know what to do with my hands. All right, what was to be our final battle of the top 16, the Royal Purple top 16, is not going to be our final battle. Well, it could be if it goes one more time, but right now, Medici and Buchanan, two wild cards. Yeah. You know, I mean, Buchanan went up against Austin Mata, and Mata, aggressive driver.
No slouch, for sure.
No slouch. He went through him, and Mata kind of took himself out there, but Buchanan earned it. Medici against Donati. Donati, as you said, had to rebuild his car after a hard hit in Atlanta. Medici, you could feel the excitement from him. Now he has to
first top 16. All right. Let's just Let's just try and let's drive the car, man.
You don't go full wild out of the gate. I know you're mild to wild. That's your sponsor, but you got to go mild, like Taco Bell hot sauce. You go mild, you go hot. You don't go full Fiesta sauce out of the gate. All right. So here we go. Medici, El Diablo. Thank you. All right. Mild to wild. BRZ out front. Here comes Buchanan in that chase position. The SPD 350Z. Oh, and there he goes, Medici. That's what we're talking about. You got to temper that flame. Dial it back a little bit here as Medici looks like he's hippie shake here. The hips don't lie. Shakira called. She wants her hips back. As Medici now in that final outside zone. Buchanan, you know, you got to think Buchanan pedaled back. He got into the dirt. You didn't see him fully push. I'm surprised he didn't DB there.
Yeah, I really like Buchanan's initiation there, actually adding more angle than the lead car here. Excellent transition, both cars keeping together until Medici does a little off-road excursion here, fully filled in the zone. Didn't look as bad as the deficit as it kind of looked. It just looked a little more violent when we were looking at it live here. But Cody does a real nice job, almost transitioning first, getting a little too deep in the pocket there, sacrificing angle which we couldn't see live, but all in all, a good performance by both drivers here as Medici. We're seeing him fill out on one left foot brake there. Good mimic here from Cody as he reels him in and doesn't even phase him. Oh, a little dirt. Just do the tear off. We'll keep on going here through Outer Zone 2. A lot of wavering there through Outer Zone 2 in the lead car position here from Medici. Good anticipation from Cody. Just went a little too deep, and I think that's just the only little deficit I would say on Cody's half. Overall, he had a good lead car to follow, and he did a good job.
It's going to come down to this. Obviously, it being the second run, we will find out who advances on, or we are going one more time. Like I said, very impressed with the composure of Buchanan. He saw that Medici was going off, got into the dirt a little bit, but he could have easily followed him, could have made a mistake, but the composure to keep it on the asphalt, that was the right move. Now Cody Buchanan out front, SPD, Nissan 350Z, initiates, big angle, ooh, comes up short. So again, SRD, Nissan Z, and now looks like fills all that second outside zone, but Medici not seizing on the opportunity. Like to see him get close. Oh, and Medici looks like he has a major correction. We're gonna have to look at the truth serum, that eye in the sky.
Yeah, there's
because
a lot going on with this run. That's for
and
sure.
you got to consider. Here's Buchanan on initiation, comes up short.
Yeah, that was his first deficit.
That's well, hear me out.
Sure.
So on that initiation, that's going to throw off that chase driver.
Correct. And if he did it like 10, 15 feet later, it would have been fine. But now transition was a little lazy. But that's because it was so far off course of what we're used to, or what they're been practicing all weekend. And Medici's trying to make up for that in Outer Zone 2. I think he could have done a little better job of backing off. He did get a little piece of that cone. You're not supposed to follow the lead driver that close to the inner clip there, but overall did pretty okay with what he was given.
Watch right here, going from outside zone 1 into 2. He pinches him out. Medici has nowhere to go, right? So, yeah, Medici was on him, but with him being shallow on initiation, in that transition, he's already closer to outside zone 2 than Medici was, right? So, like,
but by the time we get to inner clip 1, he should have kind of stacked it up and put it back together for a little bit better of a chase run, because then Buchanan's after that, it wasn't terrible.
Yep, that's you, bud. You throwing the horns. All right, starting him young. Homeboy hanging on the fence. Buchanan, the SRD Nissan 350Z.
I can't remember if Buchanan was top 16 or not in Atlanta.
I can recall. Medici versus Buchanan one more time and one more time. So
maybe
they're going
they will
at it
be
again.
The last battle.
So potentially, right? We can go multiple one more time. So we are intended to see Brutskiy and Love and their one more time battle. So some good driving progressing through here. Brutskiy and Love. All right, so again, we have one more times. We are intended to have 2 battles left in a row, Purple Top 16. It was Brutskiy and Love and Buchanan and Medici, which we just concluded. And both of those 2 final battles were dictated to go to one more time. So 2 close, again, was not majority rules, but, or excuse me, was not unanimous, but it was majority rules, I apologize. So one more time for Brutskiy and Love. And we will take a short break, get some fresh GT radial tires underneath these vehicles, and we'll find out who moves on to our Torque Motorsport Great 8 here at the Crazy 8 that is E-Town.
Link ECU. We know what it takes to win, pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
One bottle, so many great things. When your engine reaches 75,000 miles or more, like on this truck, years of carbon buildup leads to reduced fuel economy, increased wear, poor acceleration, and higher emissions. Max Restore is specifically designed for high-mileage engines with quality PEA and proprietary detergents to remove those stubborn legacy deposits. And it includes a friction modifier to reduce future wear in the upper cylinder of your vehicle's engine. Restore performance and protect your high-mileage engine with Royal Purple Max Restore.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime!
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
He came in, he had really some success, but, everyone on the team believed in him. We put him behind the wheel of a Mustang, and, this year it's a story for itself. He's been having a really, really awesome job this year.
And now the judges have to factor in home run.
I'm just pumped. I'm back in my groove, but put it behind us, moved on, and we've made it back up to the top.
Both drivers, as you said, Jared, but look at the pressure here by JTB. Matfield out front, trying to make one more go at it here as they come through this last turn.
I was right there on his door. He pulled me a little bit on the run-up, but I closed it immediately, got on him. Every transition was like within inches of him. I gave him a couple little bumps, but ended up finishing all right.
Thuro Masayama put on one heck of a run. Ages ago, but look at Chelsea DeNova. You see the attitude of the car. Do you see him get into formation? Masayama for a little more angle at it. And Chelsea maxing out the angle. Let's see this transition. How do they handle this? All right, the fans streaming in here for a beautiful afternoon. That is the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We got the Pro Championship tomorrow. Yep, that's right. Thanks for joining us out here. All right, there it is. You're waving, but you're not looking, dude. There we are. Yeah, buddy. Oh, my man's running in a trash can. Look out, the trash can just jumped right out of nowhere. Dimitri Brutskiy, Josh Love, here's the one more time between these gentlemen. Brutskiy.
A couple E46s, different power plants. We got a thoroughbred and a hybrid.
All right, so both these gentlemen had some mistakes. Just tighten it up. Oh, Watch your head. E-Town Raceway Park. Tomorrow, we'll be back out here for our Pro Championship, round 4 of the Pro Championship. Remember, next stop, just less than a month, Worldwide Technology Raceway Park, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri, the gateway to the west. So Brutskiy will lead, qualifying 3rd. He's going against Josh Love, who qualified 19th for our one more time battle. We'll spray the nitrous. And here we go. Takes BMW, Brutskiy out front. Coming down the chute into that first outside zone. Josh Love, really good aggressive.
Oh, no.
Oh, maybe too much aggressiveness. A little, hey, how you doing?
Was it though?
I don't know. Let's take a look. True Serum got the overhead.
Contact there.
Looked like the back end hit him. Looked like Josh's back left. Taking a look over the judge's shoulders, running it back.
Yeah, so we got to assess fault here to see who's going to get a 10-minute or a 5-minute call if they need it.
Yeah, or NGK competition timeout. Here it is. Ready? Doink.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh Love, and you know when you play devil's advocate here, was Brutskiy on throttle?
I mean, it's hard to tell in the booth. We don't really get to hear the engines as well, but judging by the smoke, I feel like there should have been a little more. Because we're a little past the... I mean, it happened right at the end of that decel zone, in my opinion. So
now is a good utilization of our G lights, right? So our basically our momentum lights on the windscreen. So you can see green, you're moving forward. Again, that works on pendulum. That's not on throttle. That's not on brakes. That's, imagine a weight in the middle of the car on a string. Whenever the G's go forward, it's going back, right? So that the string or the pendulum. So green means you're moving forward. Yellow, your moot point, and red, you're kind of the nose of the car is diving forward. So with them being green, that was after the hit. I would like to see kind of the different angle, but
yeah, maybe right before the hit is kind of where we want to see that.
That's a decel zone though too, right?
Well, it depends on, I mean, if it was
when you go to initiate.
Yep.
All right.
But if the contact point was, it's going to be hard to see. So it's in the yellow. I mean, it was right there on the cusp. It kind of looked like it was right at the beginning of the not decel zone that it turned green, but yeah, they're still deliberating here.
Yeah, and this is where we start splitting hairs. So here it is, the decel light. To assist in fall for contact, use an accelerometer to measure G-force. The G's measure acceleration. Constant speed is 0 G's, right? So neutral. So negative G's, meaning you're slowing down. The nose of the car is diving down, right? That's red. Yellow, you're at a moot point. Green, you're accelerating.
We kind of see
yellow
is yellow.
Yellow's still negative G's.
It's just not approaching that negative G of where you can visually see the car slow down.
So yellow, again, to clarify, negative G's, but it's getting to a more aggressive and abrupt negative G's. So there's the decel. So that's on initiation. So when you go in and then enter that outside zone 1, you're going to have a natural decel when you're going straight, you're initiating, and then bam.
Yeah, I think that was past the decel zone, to be honest with you, looking at that map with fresh eyes.
I mean, Josh knew he had to be aggressive.
I agree.
I really. So there it is.
So looking at Max here, Brutskiy's going to get the 10, so that's going to mean that Love was at fault here, according to the judges.
Decision's been made. Brutskiy is not at fault. Josh Love is at fault. So to clarify what Matt said, Josh Love will need to utilize his competition timeout if he chooses to do so, which is the NGK competition timeout. He has a 5-minute allotment, and then Brutskiy has a 10-minute allotment, not utilize the competition timeout because he was not at fault. Right. So again, 10 minutes for Brutskiy, not using the competition timeout. Josh Love, if he wants to, he can utilize it. I would obviously recommend it. And speaking of NGK competition timeouts, did you know NGK makes ignition coils? Well, yeah. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making a better coil. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance, and because we race to win, we continue to improve the design, testing, and validation of our ignition coils to make installation easier and performance better. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together, NGK. So it is clarified Josh Love. You can see him backing in. He is utilizing his competition timeout, so that 5 minutes will be utilized by him. Brutskiy still has his, but he uses his 10-minute allotment because contact was made and he was not at fault. Entering the burnout box.
If there was a bet on who was going to have the last battle, I think that would be a weird one.
Right.
Because it keeps on changing here in the turn of events.
Exactly. We were kind of ripping through the top 16, and now with these 2 last battles, a little get
friction here.
Yeah, precarious. So Medici and Buchanan. So Medici coming to us from Brazil, Buchanan from Fargo, North Dakota, don't you know? That Nissan 350Z. And leaving that pedal commander burnout box, poof, just like that.
GT radial smoke behind.
Yep. Medici again qualifying 11th, Buchanan qualifying 27th. Medici will lead, Buchanan giving chase for this one more time battle. Medici through the start chicane, no cones hit. Almost looking though. Here we go, Medici on initiation into that first outside zone, fills all of it, Buchanan. And again, this is another case of Love, you know what we just saw with Love and Brutskiy. They're like not leaving anything out on the course, or leaving it all on the course, I should say. And here we go, not leaving the judges' hands. Medici dialed in, Buchanan knocking over the inside clip. Medici coming in hot to that last outside zone. Buchanan, good proximity, a little short on that last outside zone.
It's a good thing we have changing roles here, because that would be really hard to differ who was more dominant there, because they both did really good jobs in their positions. Looking at it again from the sky here, Buchanan initiating at the same time as Medici as they roll in through the transition here into outer zone 2. Buchanan a little far behind, but he definitely reels it in here, not sacrificing much angle or line there to get the good approximation with Medici. As they roll in through inner clip 1, Buchanan takes a little piece of that, anticipates the transition really well there, filling outer zone 3, bringing it on home. Good job, both drivers, absolutely.
Alternate the order, Buchanan out front, Medici in the chase position after this one more time battle. Run 2. Are we going to get a winner? These 2 last battles here in the World Purple Top 16. I'm expecting something big from Buchanan, risking it, big entry, but comes up short again. That's what we saw on his first run, on his first battle. Now in that second outside zone, using all the course, right there on the course's edge, or I should say the outside zone. Medici, look at that. He is right there. He goes to the wrong side and just sloppy Joe all over the track. Unfortunately, Medici made some mistakes in that chase position. Buchanan wasn't the tightest.
Yeah, definitely. Buchanan definitely didn't have the prettiest lead run there, and I really was wavering towards Medici here, especially in the outer zone 1 there. Doing a good transition, but Buchanan was just kind of all over the place, throwing more angle there, trying to put it together here. Medici didn't waver too much. I was like, all right, he's sitting good. He's doing a good job of not getting sucked in the paint, but look here. That's 3 tires off. I'm going to say that's an incomplete from Medici here as they run out through the finish line. Looking at it from the sky here, Buchanan, like you said, a little short. He did that in the last battle, filling out the outer zone 2, but he throws more angle and it kind of throws Medici off. And then they make a little contact there. That's fine. Rubin's racing, but then he totally goes off course there. I'm not sure what happened there, if he was anticipating him to go shallow. Just not sure what goes on through the head. The decisions happened in a split second.
I think it went wrong for him on that second outside zone. You saw him getting aggressive. A little casual wave, couple horns, a little I love you. Is that a little I love you? Okay, a little piece. Okay, whatever. Yeah, when you throw the thumb out, that means I love you. It's all good. I mean, I love you too. I think I love all FD fans. So I think where it went wrong for Medici was he was too aggressive on that second outside zone. The latter half of it, you saw him kind of pressure, little contact. Look at that. Look at that rubber there on the door of Buchanan right below his nameplate. And then that threw him off. He chucked in on the inside, 3 wheels off. So, you know, a good run for Medici. But unfortunately, again, that's going the wrong side of it. Buchanan on initiation, like you said, like we saw it, came up short.
Came up short,
That's
but
gonna throw you off. But
he kept consistent through.
Yeah.
He made up for it in the latter part of the run, in my opinion.
Like the fused Brazilian and American flag on Medici's door. And here we go, slide him left for Medici or right for Cody Buchanan. It looks like Cody Buchanan gets 1, 2, and 3. It's unanimous. Buchanan gets the victory. Buchanan moves on into the Great 8. Congratulations, Cody. After a one more time battle between Medici and Buchanan, Cody comes out on top. Buchanan waiting to see who he's going to go against. Still, we have the second half of this battle, Brutskiy and Love. The 10-minute allotment towards Brutskiy because Love too aggressive on entry, causing Brutskiy to spin out. Love utilizing his competition time out. And Love has less than a minute in order to make it to getting the car out of the pits.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That didn't look like too aggressive of a hit. I just wonder if camber or toe arm got a little messed up there and they're trying to dial in the alignment to.
No, it should be right there, right there. No, the purple.
Sorry, the purple. Dialed for the battle.
Go back, right. Keep going. You'll see Diego Higa. Keep going. Right. They're going to the burnout box. And they're going to the burnout box? All right, so Brutskiy going into the pedal commander burnout box. I believe they've made it over there. So there's Josh Love's pit right below us. So that's Love's pit, right? Is that him? Thought it was. That's Thorne. Yeah, that's Thorne. All right, looks like they're both out. They're both into the pedal commander burnout box. All right, so Buchanan is in. And there they are. So we are seeing, this is the second half of this battle. If you can recall just a few moments ago, Brutskiy goes to initiate. Josh Love gets to the side of Brutskiy and spins out Brutskiy. So that'll be a major advantage to the Drift HQ BMW of Brutskiy, multiple champion and pro spec. And Josh Love, he needs to have one heck of a lead run, and he needs, let's just call it what it is, Brutskiy to make a mistake.
Yeah, like you said, he's got nothing to lose, and he's going to have to show it here on the track.
Josh Love leading, Brutskiy giving chase. So this is initiation on that first battle. Doink. And rotate spins. Love's at fault. Love utilizes competition timeout. Brutskiy, 10-minute allotment. Watch Love. I have a feeling Love's going to let it all hang out. Josh Love leading. Who's going against Buchanan? Our final battle of the Royal Purple Top 16. Second half. Josh out front. Josh, tempered approach, gets into that outside zone. Good job by him. Brutskiy maybe playing it safe here. Doesn't need to stick it to the door, but needs to keep it consistent. He does have the advantage. Little walk in the park here at E-Town. Again, very familiar with this course. Into that final outside zone. Brutskiy does come up a bit short here, but I don't think that's going to be enough with that contact between Love and Brutskiy on the first portion of that battle.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. That's not going to matter. Both drivers did a good job here in their roles. Unfortunately, Love with that huge deficit, it's going to be Brutskiy here.
All right, so we will, again, this will be our final battle of the Royal Purple Top 16. Going to the judges with that contact out of the gate. All right, and it is unanimous. Dimitri Brutskiy gets the win. Brutskiy advances on. You make it official. Slide him left for Brutskiy or right for Love, and bingo bongo. There we go. Dimitri Brutskiy gets the win and advances on into the Great 8. That was our final battle of top 16. But we are quickly getting into our first battle of the Great 8. So, Hobson versus Hateley, Cole Richards versus Nate Chen, Farouk Kugay taking out the young 15-year-old against Rudy Hansen, and then you got Dimitri Brutskiy versus Cody Buchanan. So there we are, jumping into our Great 8. Great 8 brought to you by Torque Motorsports. Download Torque Drift, the official drifting game of Formula Drift. Ben Hobson will lead our #1 qualifier. Can he make a perfect event? He's going against Andy Hateley, the Drift Wizard. Pedal Commander GT Radio feels suspension. S chassis Hobson throws it in, first outside zone. Hateley needs to mimic that angle. Settly diddly. Ben Hobson, that second outside zone. Hateley, look at the amount of angle that Hobson has going to the inside clip. In that final outside zone, Hobson. Wow. I mean, uses all of the course. Hobson stands and delivers. Alabama boy.
And we're going to nitpick that lead at all. He came up short in outer zone 2 off the bat, but he kept the angle and didn't sacrifice much to massage it back into the zone a little deeper here. Take another look. I really like Hateley's late entry. Not too late, but it was late enough to get good proximity through outer zone 1. Ben making a nice transition here into outer zone 2. You can see how short he came up into that zone, and Hateley trying to sacrifice a little bit of angle to get that proximity, but he kind of falls back a little bit, never matching the angle. Does a good job here of transitioning and mimicking Hobson's angle, but there's just too much power, too much smoke, what have you, to reel in Hobson. So Hateley did the best he could, I think, with the situation that Hobson gave him there.
Let's alternate the order. Hateley will be out front. Hobson chasing him down. This should be a fun one. I think Hateley knows he needs to leave it all out here on track. Oh man, look at that. Hobson initiating almost identically in that chase position. Now Hateley filling all of that outside zone, and there is Hobson on the door of the Drift Wizard. Alakazam right there again. Little toad's breath there for you. Ben Hobson now into that final outside zone.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Was there contact?
Houston, do we have a problem? Uh-oh. Rut-row.
Let's dissect that, huh?
Oh boy. Again, that wheel on wheel, that could just really disrupt the car.
Look at another screen here. You can see on the drone footage here. All right, Hateley, throw it in there super aggressively, loved it. Ben Hobson right there with him, makes the transition right there with him, just going toe-to-toe with that 846 of Andy Hateley as Hobson, just super aggressive in the chase. Gonna have an excellent transition here as he mimics perfectly, anticipating it, going to the outer zone 3. Has the perfect execution until right there, Jared. Hits that front right, and that's the equivalent to what we saw in Derek Madison's qualifying run. You hit that front right, and that thing's going to make you over-rotate. So I'm going to put it in a Hobson and home for that spin-out, which is truly unfortunate.
Well, I don't know if you saw that there in outside zone 2. There was contact made. Hateley stayed in it, which kudos to him. So they're banging doors that shows good car control.
You can see that, that wheel stop.
So again, Hateley absorbs that one hit in outside zone 2, but going to outside zone 3 in the final one, when you go tire on tire, that disrupts the attitude of the car.
Absolutely.
It's really hard to fight and continue on.
And you can just see Hobson kind of stewing in there. That's
man,
really, that's a tough one to swallow.
Yeah, that's tough because it's showing that he has the car to be there.
Yeah.
But it's just those little, just a tread away, and literally, what was that, 5 feet from the finish line that happened?
Yeah.
That's a big blow. Ben Hobson, our #1 qualifier, gets second place in Atlanta, going out in the 8 repercussions of points. You got to think, Rudy Hansen's still in it. He currently leads the points. Where's he going to end up? And Ben Hobson obviously has the car. He has the driving prowess, but unfortunately that contact, he might have just taken himself out. And let's make it official. Slide him left for Hobson or right for Andy Hateley. Gets the win. Hobson in that contact. Unfortunate turn of events, literally. But Hateley, who won last year in Orlando, is back in the Final Four. Hateley advances on into the Final Four.
The Wizard.
The Wizard cast a spell, man, and just, unfortunately for Hobson, too aggressive.
The magic was too much.
All right, here we go with our next battle, the TireStacks.com Grade 8. Nate Chen, Cole Richards. All right, Nate Chen qualifying 5th. Cole Richards taking out Derek Madison earlier. And again, Nate Chen going through Kelsey Rawlings. And here we go. Nate Chen out front, Cole Richards in chase position. Look at these two 86, little Scion, little this, little that, and oh my goodness, wow. Nate Chen. That looked like 2 wheels off. We'll have to take a look up top at the eye in the sky. And Nate Chen in that 2nd outside zone. Oh, look at this. Oh, we got Richards getting aggressive there in outside zone 2. And Cole Richards keeps on keeping on through the outside zone 3. All right, let's take a look at it again. The overhead drone is definitely going to play a role.
Yeah, I've liked Nate Chen's initiation all week, and he just overcooked it there a little bit. Fortunately, that's going to be a pretty good deficit in the lead position here, and Richards doesn't let him face as he gets into outer zone 2, keeping really good proximity here as they roll on the smoke. Maybe a little contact there. There's a whisper of a wish of air between the cars here as they transition. Both cars getting into, Nate getting deeper into outer zone 3, and Richards staying in outer zone 3, but not getting the approximation that he needed through there. Here's a look at here from the drone here as they pour on the throttle here, getting deep into outer zone 2. Chen keeping a good angle there, and Richards keeping up with the both supercharged V8 BRZs, FRS 86.
Right.
Another one of these where if you could tear the details off, they'd be the same car, but we got different drivers, spec class here, and they're just putting on a good show.
Yeah, Cole Richards almost got to the side of Nate Chen, and I think, you know, looking at what we've seen today between the contact, just lay off. Just you don't need to bang doors. It looks cool, but it can end up biting you. And we've seen, you know, when you go rubber, when you go GT to GT, it ends up usually not paying off for that chase bar. Here we go. So Cole Richards now out front of the Cora Works. Again, 86 initiating in that first outside zone. Nate Chen, you can see, looks like he's dialing it back, and he might have some horsepower on deck to catch up to Cole Richards now. Let's see how they navigate past his inside clip. Looks like Cole just nicks it with that front left headline in that last outside zone. Cole, looks like he seeds the course just a little bit, couple tread patterns. And then Nate Chen, looks like he tucked in. So who's going against Hateley in 4?
And let's find out here, Jared. Look at one thing I want to notice. You might be able to see a little handbrake in the middle of the zone there. You see the smoke just dissipate a little bit there. I don't think you're going to see that, or if it affected the lead run versus the chase, but almost identical runs here. Richards not as deep as in the outer zone 2 as Chen was. Gives a little boop to the inner clip 1. Good mimicking the transition here with Nate Chen as he follows him through outer zone 3, and it'll be a real close one here. I think that deficit 2 wheels off with Chen is going to be the deal breaker here for him.
All right, Cole Richards, Nate Chen, Cole waving from Naples, Florida. Nate Chen from Virginia. Slide him left for Chen, right for Richards. And it looks like Cole Richards, 19 years old, is going to the Final 4. Richards and Hateley. So Nate Chen just overcooked it a little bit there on entry, and a couple mistakes here and there. It looks like it ended up working out for Cole Richards.
Yeah.
And he advances on to that Final 4.
I feel like having a really good spotter in that situation was really key, so that, hey, let's put down a good lead run. Doesn't have to be crazy, but you're an advantage here, guy. Just drive the car, man.
Yep. Yeah, you can't win in the grade 8. You have to progress on.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get in it to win it. Tire debris being sprayed off thanks to our track crew. While we blow off the track, let's link up with Chris the Force Forsberg, our throttle trick tips. Tips? Here we go. Tips for drifters, courtesy of Throttle.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Forsberg, 3-time Formula Drift champion, and we're here at Formula Drift, and I have actually been doing Formula Drift events since the very beginning. Road Atlanta in 2004 was my very first event 20 years ago, and we went all the way to the finals that first round, and we've been punching on to the podium box every year ever since. It is just an awesome time to be out here and competing still to this day and pushing for championships. But, you know, our fun doesn't stop just here. We go out on track with our other friends like Ryan Turk and Alex Jagger doing grid life events, you know, doing ride-alongs and demos and things in my 4-seater Ultimaniac, because, you know, drifting is, you know, it's very much about Formula Drift and the competition aspect, but I got into drifting for the fun of it. And so we still try and have fun with drifting to this very day. So for those of you that are looking to get into drifting, I got 3 tips I tell everybody, and that is you get yourself a rear-wheel drive car, and the first 3 miles, that's the best bang for your buck, is a diff, seat, and coilovers. The diff will actually lock your rear wheels, very important to get that car to slide. A seat actually seems like something you wouldn't really get at first, but for me, when you're getting the feel of a car, you really want to be able to feel the car and be held in that car nice and tight so you can get control of the wheel and not let that thing throwing you all about. And then coilovers is a nice mod that will just lower the center of gravity, stiffen up the chassis with a heavier spring rate, and make the car a little bit more controllable to get you around the course and have a good time drifting. From there, going into more of a Pro-Am, Pro-Spec round, you're gonna be slowly doing upgrades to the drivetrain. It's nice to start out with a car that has a pretty beefy drivetrain in it, like a V6 setup or V8 setup, to save you money from doing a big swap. However, swap kits are getting more and more affordable. So the best advice I can give you is to not overbuild your car and get seat time, because without seat time, you're not gonna become a better driver. And people get very caught up in trying to make the best drift car possible and thinking that that's gonna be the solution to being a better driver. But if you don't ever get to drive it, how's that gonna happen? And the best part about drifting is just the community. There's so many people out here willing to help each other, and whether you got a friend that's a better driver than you, or if you're just out at the track looking for a little bit of advice, there's always gonna be someone that's willing to lend a hand or even a part to get you back on track and get you around that track sideways and stable. So don't be afraid to ask for some help. Well, thanks for following along for the 20th year of Formula Drift, and we're gonna do our best to get back out there and get on that podium.
Good piece of advice from a 3-time Formula Drift champion, NBD, and he cut his teeth here at E-Town. He says it's all about the fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. That's not what he said, but it's kind of read between the lines. Speaking of read between the lines, Andy Hateley and Cole Richards finding himself in the Final 4. So 19 years old, Cole Richards, Andy Hateley. He's been in and out of Formula Drift competition, pro and pro spec over the last 20 years, in and out, kind of diving in and making a name, having fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It seems we get into these hobbies and for fun of it and seeing it grow to whatever level you want.
Yeah, man, it's
super cool.
Yeah, you and your wife have made a career out of it, from car shows to drifting to.
She's out here today.
Yeah. No, I know you guys are recently new parents, so I say recently, but within the last year, obviously. So, but yeah, monetizing your passion is a great thing. And I know we get a lot of questions. I get DMs like, hey man, can I come announce this? We got, what was that, Tiny Instructor? My dude wants to come
_Tiny.
Yeah, Instructor _Tiny. Unfortunately, no man, you're not coming to the booth. But I love the passion and keep doing what you got to do, baby boo. All right, here we go. Farrar, Kugay, Rudy Hansen. Farrar leading. Rudy Hansen. Farrar had a great lead run on his previous battle. Here, that Ineos Oil Pedal Commander S chassis, Rudy Hansen. Whoa, and Farrar, he digs that tire into the dirt. And now, Rudy Hansen, a big correction there in that chase position. All right, so some mistakes here and there, and Rudy Hansen aggressive, but is that necessary? I feel like he can back off a little bit.
After seeing him go off, be like, all right, let's pump the brakes here, literally, or figuratively. Awesome initiation from Farrar. I really love that. And seeing Rudy trying to put the pressure on here. Farrar only had one tire off. It looks so aggressive from our initial angle here, but
that angle's deceiving.
That right there, the straightening of Rudy is going to be the crux of his situation here. And a good transition. Despite that, Farrar did a really good job in the lead position here, and I think the needle is heavily on his side. Just looking at this initiation here and that transition, Farrar checked all the boxes you need to do with the lead driver. Get a little airtime in his front left wheel as he digs a little trench there in outer zone 2. Rudy, car gripped up, trying to take that shorter radius line, getting through interclip 1 here. Farrar just staying on the sauce, on the throttle. Rudy trying to do his best. Maybe he anticipated a slower car. I'm not really sure here, but we'll see what happens here when they switch positions.
All right, so Judge is still analyzing that first run, but we'll go on to the second run here. Rudy Hansen will lead, our current points leader, and shaking things up because Ben Hobson going out early. Game changer. Manji entry, not a straight line approach, using all of the course. So interesting approach, but Rudy,
driving angry.
I'm wondering if Rudy Hansen is having an issue maybe with his car, and that's why he's kind of disruptive on and off, because that Manji entry, very unique. It throws Farrar off. He's back there quite a bit now into that final outside zone. You can see Farrar consistently keeping that distance, but but it's way back there. So let's take a look at it again here. Look at Farrar quickly shutting down across the finish line.
Yeah, maybe
little head scratcher.
Maybe it's one of those situations where the spotter was like, look, you're super advantage. They saw the straighten out Rudy and said, hey, let's play it safe here. Rudy obviously has to throw down a sick lead run, not to try and make up screw up the chase driver, just in the chance that that does happen. You can't be just laying down and giving up, but Rudy's trying to give it his all. Farrar is trying to catch up, so you can kind of see the speed differential in these cars. Farrar having a lazy transition there as they go into outer zone 3. Rudy did a good job of filling his zones, but Farrar barely in the picture here as far as the chase driver proximity goes. Taking another look here at the Air Force replay, the drone footage. We've never seen a lot of people go that far right before they initiate, so I think that what threw Farrar off, and he's not allowed to impede on that run-up, so I think that he just kept on playing catch-up throughout this whole run, so Farrar is just trying all he can to get that S14 on the door of Rudy's track tires S13, but I think that deficit that I'm fairly certain that Rudy has is going to be the end of the story here for Rudy. We'll see what the judges have to say.
There's, I don't know if you've seen, have you seen the Jenny, the boat drift car?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I saw Brandon Cethero out there in the audience. I love that thing, man, because I love yacht rock. And there it is. So look at this. Rudy Hansen goes out in the 8. Farrar Kugay going to the Final 4. So shaking things up, man. Shaken and stirred.
Yeah, so another thing that Brian Egger was kind of showing me here was that Rudy also had exceeded the amount of moves he can in initiation. There was 1, 2, 3, and I believe you're only allowed 2 moves before initiation. So 2 strikes, he's out.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of like, this big Manji entry,
yeah,
just like that's
too much.
Yeah, he posted up like a basketball player, just like nope, and then I'm gonna dunk on you.
Yeah.
So look at that, Hansen out, Hobson out, Jagger out. So from downtown. All right, so Farrar, who came in 9th, look at all these drivers are out.
Got the wild card.
But Buchanan still got a shot here. So Buchanan is still in it, and he is there on the line. He's sitting 10th in points. So I love this, and this is where PROSPEC is such a unique experience, given that we only have 4 rounds. You know, when you have 8 rounds, you can kind of have a throwaway, for lack of a better term, or something. Maybe you just didn't show up that weekend, so you have 7 other rounds. Here, it's like 4 rounds. It's concentrated.
Yeah, you can have like these drivers that are just getting into the series, and they finally come into their own during the event, and then they're like, oh, wow, I'm here to party.
Absolutely. Here we go. Lights extinguished, and off they go. Dimitri Brutskiy leading Cody Buchanan. Let's see what we got from Brutskiy. Initiating trip. Oh, look at that tag in the wall. Buchanan, that's a good opportunity. Oh, he dives in, and that's going to be an incomplete. That is absolutely such a heartbreak there for Buchanan. Brutskiy into that inside clip. Like I said, he's got a lot of experience. Oh, and look at that. Buchanan looks like he got contact. Buchanan with that correction. Sorry, brother, but that mistake early on, that's going to hurt you.
Contact doesn't make up for the straighten, unfortunately.
No. Yeah, that was a big mistake. And I just play devil's advocate. I don't think Dimitri threw him off.
Yeah, I think they were too far apart here, too. Dimitri had, nice run up the middle there, initiation, but he just transitioned way too late. Didn't anticipate it, straightened out, and a story for Buchanan's run there. So incomplete for him. Brutskiy's just going to go on a nice little Friday night drive here around the course. Got a little piece of his bumper. He took a little bite out of it. He's like, yeah, I'm still here, remember. So another take a look at the drone. Brutskiy, nice and smooth transition, but Buchanan, just the front end just kind of washed right over there. Looked like it gripped up, but if that didn't happen, he might have been still in this fight here as we go into outer zone 2, get through interclip 1. Brutskiy pouring on the angle there. Good anticipation there, trying to dive in. It was just a little too much and too late at that point.
This is how we do it. You said a little Friday night drive. This made me think of Montel Jordan. It's Friday night, right?
Yes, it is Friday night.
Is your name how we do it?
No.
Oh, what a night. Late June back in 23, right?
Doesn't ring, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the song.
Yeah.
But
whatever, dude. This ain't karaoke.
It's the wrong year.
It.
Are we doing that tonight?
It is Friday night.
We're doing a little bumper delete here at the start line.
Yeah, how many bumpers have you cut off in your years of
start? All of them.
Just countless. Just countless bumpers. All right, taking off that front bumper. Here are our standings once again. So Rudy Hansen out, Hobson out, Jagger out, Jack Davis out, Nate Chen out. So our top 5 points. So Jaden out, Osoli out, Mata out. So Farouk is still in it. But Cody Buchanan, we will see if he takes out Brutskiy, but right now he has a big deficit to make up.
Yeah, he's kind of on the bubble here.
Yeah, look at this. So Madison, Miles, I mean, I'll tell you what, Farouk could come out smelling like a rose if you know. So consider this also talking about qualifying. So Farouk qualified 15th, Hateley qualified 9th, Richards qualified 13th, and then obviously Brutskiy 3rd and Buchanan 27th. So just looking at, because we don't have that third place battle, who's going to get third place?
Yeah, the range of the qualification scores here is interesting.
Yeah, 9, 15, 13, 3, and 27.
But also that face value, you know, Rudy had to do the second run in qualifying, so you never know just looking at the numbers there what's going to happen.
All right, so Brutskiy and Buchanan. Buchanan out front. I'm expecting a big initiation. We saw from him earlier today, and he keeps doing that. So, unfortunately, that is not looking good if Brutskiy, like you said, just a Friday night cruise, chasing down that SRD from North Dakota. That Nissan Z, Brutskiy, little cruise in the park. Drift HQ, BMW, and that's going to be Brutskiy.
I just wonder, looking at the sunset here, if the track is gripped up more than he anticipated.
But he's been doing that previously.
Yeah, that is true, but this was probably the worst of the offenses, if you will.
So, again, really happy to see Cody move on, advance on into the 8, but his evening is done. Brutskiy is going to get the win unofficially, but let's look at it again.
It looked pretty sweet, but he just keeps on doing it too early. Brutskiy, like you said, he's doing a good job filling his role. He doesn't have to put on a lot of pressure here. He's on a major advantage. Buchanan continuing to fill his roles as lead driver. Brutskiy staying real smooth there. Good anticipation here from Brutskiy, a little bit shallow there on outer zone 3 as Buchanan finishes it out. Brutskiy says, let's go to the final 4, eh?
And here we go, slide him left for Brutskiy or right for Buchanan, and make it official. Dimitri Brutskiy, never settle. Drift HQ BMW gets the win. Our final 4 is set. Congratulations to our 4 drivers here in the final 4, brought to you by Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Andrew Hateley versus Cole Richards, 19 years young, going against Farouk Kugay and Dimitri Brutskiy. Brutskiy is guaranteed a podium. He's the highest qualifying driver in our final 4.
Excellent.
And this is how it shapes up. Oh, man. What a night. Oh, what a night. Yep. All right. Matt Sopa, myself, Jared Deanda. We'll be right back. Take a short break, collect our thoughts, grab a rock star, get all hyped up because the Final 4 is here. Round 2 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Don't go anywhere.
Rockstar Energy gets me energized so I can go out and send it. Hustle on.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime!
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
This is the road to the championship.
I've won the championship twice now. I think we can do it again.
Let's go, let's do this.
Your winner at round one. Look at Osmo. He's a magician. Here we go. Rain or shine, these guys are down for a good time. You can't count anybody out.
Everybody's really pushing the envelope. One mistake and that's it.
Oh my goodness.
What did I do wrong? I don't get it.
So it's all about attrition here in St. Louis. Oh! We're in the playoffs, man. We are fighting for it tooth and nail. And Osmo goes hard. Matt Field, the guy to beat.
We got 20 seconds to shine. We can't make any mistakes. If you do, you're out.
It's going to be coming down to Irwindale, kids.
Is Matt feeling the pressure? Absolutely.
The championship is on the line. Ryan Turk, he says, hold my rock star, homeboy. Let me show you something. Matt Field is out. Huge repercussions here. Your winner, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osmo! What an amazing ending to a 2022 season. Welcome back to Type S, the Gauntlet, presented by AutoZone. The Final Four is set. Matt Sopa here next to me. I'm Jared Dienda. Our judges, Brian Eggert, Robin Ishida, and Chris Ewell. Also our driver, Stuart Ryan Lontaine. Thank you to our crew, staff, Sean Adriano, Ryan Sage, Pat Gentili, and the whole FD staff. And there they are, exiting out of the twin burnout boxes, which has expedited our competition here. Both of them heating up their GT radial tires. The Link Engine Management, top four. Andy Hateley, the Drift Wizard, creating a lot of content. If you haven't seen, he's having a lot of fun. And right now he's having even more fun because he's in the Final Four. He's going against 19 years old, Naples, Florida's own Cole Richards. Now, again, excited about what he is going to put down against Andy Hateley. What are your expectations here?
Oh man, you know, I feel like we got the veteran of the series here, Hateley. So he knows exactly what he's not gonna succumb as easily to the pressure. But Richards has got a lot on his shoulders here to show up. First time in the series, he's been showing up in Atlanta and here, so it's gonna be a very good battle here, Jared.
All right, here we go. Hateley out front in qualifying 9. Cole Richards qualifying 13. Who's going to the finals? Hateley out front. Initiates into that first outside zone. Cole Richards drops into formation a little late. Coming in, that Cora Works, Supercharged LS, and Hateley. You can see that, kind of just patient, filling that outside zone. But Cole Richards, he does have the proximity. There he goes, throws more angle out just as I say that. Past the inside clip, into that last outside zone goes Hateley, and Cole Richards, again, follows him in. So pretty straightforward. Like that, again, tempering the flame. You don't bash them in. We've seen what happens, the repercussions.
Yeah, if anything, they're still leaving it up to the judges here, in my opinion. There was a really good initiation by Andy Hateley, and Richards here doing a good job of mimicking the transition, and Hateley filling up that outer zone too. Could have done it a little earlier if we were doing the qualifying, but that's okay. More competition here. Richards showing his own, not wavering at all in the chase position. Very minor corrections here. Anticipating the transition, he could have done it a little bit earlier. Takes a little bite of Hateley's bumper there as they round out outer zone 3 and coming through the finish there. Very good. It's we're splitting hairs here at this point, so the next run here is going to definitely be just as interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Cole Richards, I think he's got to settle his nerves. Again, just the furthest he's been, FD, PROSPEC rookie, 19 years old. again, just been competing for 3 years, is it 2 years? Just building this car. Hateley, as you said, a veteran. You know, the beard shows it, the gray hairs.
Yeah, those have been around since the Pro 2 days.
Exactly. and even, I mean, he was even in Pro back in the day with the Nissan 350Z. So he's seen many different cars. He's seen a lot of competition. But Cole Richards, that can help him. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. But right now, he does know. He is out front here in the final 4. Cole Richards, Motorworks, GT Radial. 86. Look at Andy Hateley. I want to take a look at the eye in the sky on that transition into that outside zone 2. Here goes Cole Richards. Hop, skip, and a jump over the former drag strip. Now into that inside clip. Cole Richards dives in. Very close, very tight. Well done by Cole Richards in that last outside zone. Wow. And using all of it. So let's get that eye in the sky. I want to take a look at outside zone 1 to 2 for Andy Hateley in that chase position. All right, here we go. So again, exhale, kids, exhale. Here we go.
That was a good performance. They're both filling their roles here. Look at this transition here. Nice transition there. That was super smooth by Hateley there, getting out of zone 2. But he's also sacrificing a lot more angle than Richards did in the chase position here. He's getting good approximation there on the B pillar of Richards, but I just think Richards had the better chase run in this situation here, and I think the needle is wavering towards that Works Subaru there. So here we go, another take a look at it as they get into outer zone 2. Hateley continuing to sacrifice angle for that proximity. Bouncing around there, he's getting close. Just can't quite close the door on it as they get really close to inner clip 1. Good transition here. Hateley dived a little too early, too deep. Richards really good job of filling that outer zone 3, so it's going to be a real close one, if not one more time, in my opinion.
Called like the 8RZ, where it's like the 86.
Yeah, let's coin this.
The 8RZ, the 86, the FRS, and the BRZ. So the 8RZ. We just coined this, like, you know, but it is technically a sign, has a sign badge. But take a look at this. So out front, there you go. Cole Richards on the left, chasing him down. You can see Andy Hateley, good proximity, but then mimicking the angle, transitioning there. Cole Richards dropping in. Yeah.
There's just these little points here and there that it's going to be really hard to decide if that was enough of an advantage for one driver, because they both had these little bit mistakes.
Here we go. Sorry to cut you off. There it is, Cole Richards waving. Don't know if his family's in the building, but I'm sure they're watching. I would hope so, back home in Florida. But Cole Richards, Andy Hateley, great driving. Slide him left 4. Andy Hateley right for Cole Richards, or one more time. One more time. They're going at it again. So OMT, it is unanimous. And I agree with that.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I think I love Andy, great dude. I was kind of leaning towards Cole, like by a scotch, by just again just a little tire debris, just a little dash. But I like defaulting to one more time.
Yeah, I feel they both left it in the judges' hands at that point. They both filled their responsibilities. They checked the boxes, but it just wasn't enough to dazzle us.
All right. Razzle dazzle. Let's see if these guys do it. Dimitri Brutskiy and Farrar Kugay. Again, Turkish driver, Farrar Kugay. His wife and daughter cheering him on at home in the Bay Area. Dimitri, I believe his wife and kids are here in the building as well. Dimitri, he's again, very fierce driver. He knows this track better than anybody in this Final 4. Dimitri will, again, guaranteed a podium. If he loses, he's guaranteed 3rd place. If he wins, obviously, he goes to the finals. Dimitri Brutskiy, Drift HQ, BMW, Farrar Kugay, Ineos Oil Pedal Commander, S Chassis. Lights extinguished, there we go. Acceleration, windscreen, lights, going green. Brutskiy initiates in that first outside zone. Farrar Kugay, he had some great, in there. Looked like he kind of adjusted so he didn't get contact there with Brutskiy, and that threw him off. Now Farrar on the inside line. Brutskiy on that second outside flip, and now into the 3rd and final. Brutskiy using all the course, gets to the outside line. Let's take a look. Farrar trying to be aggressive and had to just little bob and weave against Brutskiy on that transition from outside zone 1 to 2.
Yeah, he was about a half a click too early to make that real perfect. So Brutskiy doing his good job here, filling outside 1, and just need to be a little bit early, a little late. But Brutskiy here, you can kind of see that 3rd brake light. He's And then Farrar pulled the handbrake there, didn't see the other angle, but he's getting good approximation there. Couldn't have done a little better job of anticipating that. Dives in as best as he could, but the car just didn't have the momentum to carry around that R-Zone 3 to get that proximity that he's looking for, that Brutskiy was putting out.
See the contact there, going from outside zone 2 into 3, past the inner clip. Farrar got into the door and bounced off. That's what shoved Farrar back quite a bit. So you saw him bloop, kind of bumped in on the carbon Kevlar. I don't know exactly what the material is, but he pushed in the door. You'll see that GT radial mark, little tattoo on his door of Brutskiy's, and that caused him to back off quite a bit. So Farrar, he's got to have a really good run, and knowing Brutskiy, he's going to apply the pressure. Oh, cone was hit. That's going to be a restart.
As far as it wasn't earlier, I seen him kind of jump before the lights were out, but
look at you. Yeah, little old eagle eye sopa.
When you do it for the better part of a decade.
Yeah. Old eagle eye sopa. Remix. Bring it back up to the start. So again, Farrar will be out front. Farrar had some moments where he had some mistakes. And I think Brutskiy, it seems that on his chase runs, he hasn't been too aggressive. He hasn't had to be, but knowing he's in the 4, I think he's going to be a little more aggressive on this run.
Yeah, let's hope so.
And you can tell Farrar's already aggressive because just trying to quickly get out of that start chicane. Again, one strike, we got a clean start. Here we go. Farrar initiating in that first outside zone. He's had some great lead runs. Brutskiy now transitioning into that second outside zone. Now dropping into formation. You can see that Farrar, big angle. Brutskiy flirting with that door, trying to nose in. Not as much angle as Farrar. Definitely has the proximity. Almost getting lost in the smoke into that final outside zone. Farrar dives in, and Brutskiy does have a shallower line. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a couple things there in Farrar's transition there going in the outer zone 3. He decelled during the transition, which the judges do not want to see. So I like the initiation. Maybe a little bit of a boop there. That kind of screwed up Brutskiy a little bit. We couldn't see that without this footage here. So Farrar staying steady and true here as they go through outer zone 2. Nothing too big to report there. Another little boop. He's like, hey, I'm still here, bud. Get through inner clip 1. Look there. Kind of slows down. It's hard to see that angle, but it definitely did happen. It kind of set him up, and Brutskiy kind of like reacted a little bit. Did a good job of doing it as such, but at this point, it's going to be kind of hard to decide who has the advantage here. We come across the board here again to outer zone 2. Farrar pouring on the smoke here, and Brutskiy not really sacrificing any angle for proximity, but he's doing a good job of staying steady. Farrar, you can see it right here. Right before the car was in the middle of the transition there, it kind of gripped up. Didn't straighten out, but it definitely decelling. Couldn't quite catch the lights there, but you can kind of visually see that happen. Brutskiy had to react to that. Here we go, our loud, the highlighter.
I want to see the Heart glasses on high vis. Switch glasses. Switch glass. I want to see the Heart glasses on Neon Boy. Oh, there he is. He's back at it. Oh, he's hyped. Are you guys coming back tomorrow, even brighter? Just twirling the hat. What's my man playing here? Okay.
Streamception.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's Oh, Dimitri. Watch this. Ready? Dimitri, you're about to come up. He's watching the stream. And Dimitri right there. And here it is. He's watching the chat. Oh, it's buffering. And speaking of buffering, that's what it seemed like Farrar was doing, going in the outside zone 3. So kind of hanging it out there to dry, and then it checked him up, buffered, bloop, went to outside zone 3, potentially throwing Brutskiy off. Our judges taking a look at the different angles here as Brutskiy is looking at himself, seeing what he's going to find out. He's quick on the draw, man. He's pulling up his phone. Hey, hats off to Farrar Kugay. A great performance here this weekend. Don't know if it's over officially. Some great driving, no movement in Farrar's vehicle.
Just soaking it up.
Yeah, soaking it up. New performance.
Yeah, I'm not sure if his slow transition was necessarily his fault, or maybe something bound up and kind of over-centered for a second, and he was fighting the car to come back around.
There we go, side by side, BC Racing go for gold, the official suspension of Formula Drift.
Yeah, here we go. Look at that, a little mistake there from Brutskiy. I don't know if that's going to be enough of a deficit as Farrar's mistake in the lead run, but you can see Farrar sacrificing a lot of angle there through outer zone 2. Brutskiy was the polar opposite there as that concerned. As they come around here, Farrar had a little first aggressive in the transition there, going in outer zone 3, and they finish it off here.
Let's see what we got. Do we have an outcome? We have a verdict. Max, point to the winner. Yeah. Pump it up, raise the roof, raise the roof. What's up? Judges inputting the scores. Patiently and impatiently waiting. A slide of left for Brutskiy, right for Kugay, and Dimitri gets 1 and 2 votes. Dimitri, Brutskiy, oh, look at that. Chris Yule saying one more time. All right. So unfortunately outnumbered, so Brutskiy gets the win. Farouk, unfortunately, will not be getting a podium, will not be getting a trophy. He is the lowest qualifying driver of Hateley and Cole Richards. So Farouk just a bit outside, getting 4th place. Oh, gutted for my man. So Farouk, unfortunately, knocked out just a bit outside for that Ineos Oil Pedal Commander S chassis, but some great driving earlier today. And was dealt some tough hands.
Yeah, I really liked what we did with this track here. I'm not sure. I think this is his first time here, and he showed up for what it was worth.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. All right, let's go back to one more time. Battle between Hateley and Richards. Fighting tooth and nail. All right, so yeah, again, one of these guys, they're both guaranteed a podium. Where they're at is to be decided. Again, Hateley, Richards. Hateley qualified 9th, Richards qualified 13th, Brutskiy qualified 3rd, but he's in the finals, and Farouk qualified 15th. So, Hateley, Richards, Brutskiy, that's the podium. Where they're going to land, 1, 2, or 3, TBD. Andy Hateley will lead. He out-qualifies Cole Richards. Here's our one more time battle. Who's going to the finals? Hateley, or 19 years young. Cole Richards, good, aggressive. You saw that just sweep right into that first outside zone. A different approach than what we've seen from the Drift Wizard into that second outside zone. Cole Richards, good proximity. He's keeping it close. Look at that. Great car control from this young buck. Now into, wow, look at that, simultaneously into that final outside zone. Andy Hateley comes up a bit short, but does get up there. And I'll tell you what, Cole Richards, good composure for the young pilot.
Yeah, and he gave him a really good lead run here, Jared, and I really liked how Hateley gave a straight-up handbrake initiation, a little pizzazz there going in outer zone 1. Richards staying with him, not sacrificing too much angle to gain proximity. Andy, smooth, cools a cucumber there as he gets a little bump there, doesn't waver. Close to the inner clip 1. Awesome transition here with Richards. Very shy in the outer zone 3 as he fills in the later half. Hateley and Richards just staying right there with him. Excellent.
All right, so again, Cole Richards compromising. You saw him saying, okay, well, you came up short, I'm going to come up short as well. And I think that favored Cole Richards in that instance because of he wasn't close to him, so it allowed him to gain that ground and say, like, all right, I'm going to take a little angle out of it to maintain that proximity. But now Cole Richards gets the fresh air, or little cleaner than Andy Hateley. A lot of GT Radio smoke in the air. Now coming into outside zone 2, Andy Hateley. You can see the green lights on, momentum moving forward. Good trend. Look at that. Look at that counter steer from Cole Richards. You're seeing minimal corrections, if any at all, from Richards. Hateley tracking him down in that final outside zone goes Cole Richards, filling all that outside zone 3. Hateley with a great chase job. But I'll tell you what, Cole Richards, for his first time here in New Jersey, putting down a solid lead run.
Yeah, looking at it face value here, I think the only deficit that Andy has is that outer zone 3 was just too shallow here because they both did a really good job in the chase position. Richards filling outside zone 1. Andy with a little less of a good transition as Richards had in that same position when they were reversing roles, and Hateley, but hadn't wavered as much as Cole in the chase position through outside zone 2 as they come around. Hateley getting a little too deep in the pocket there, but maintains proximity through outer zone 3 just as good. Taking a look at from the sky here, Hateley sacrificed a little bit of the line here. Nice smooth transition by both gentlemen here as they round out through outer zone 2. Hateley not quite knocking on his door like Richards was there. There it is, almost getting the GT contact there. Hateley diving in there, and Richards finishes out outer zone 3 nice and deep, bringing it on home. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. The only one I can see here as far as who did better and leave it in the judges' hands was the outer zone 3 that Hateley kind of left some points on the board here as we come around towards inner clip 1. Richards coming around here. Look how deep he fills this in, and Hateley was right there with him. Richards giving him a good lead run to chew on there, but I think it's wavering towards Richards in my very humble opinion.
Okay, who's moving on? Hateley airing it out. Slide him left for Hateley or Cole. Slide him right for Cole Richards. And look at this, 19 years old from Naples, Florida, makes the finals. Cole Richards is going to the finals. Andy Hateley locks up third place here at E-Town. So look at that. You got a multiple champion of Dimitri Brutskiy and PROSPEC. And now Cole Richards going to the finals. How we doing? You don't know? You don't know how you're doing? All right, that's cool. That's fair. Cole Richards, Dimitri Brutskiy, our finals are set. Congratulations to this 19-year-old driver, Dimitri Brutskiy, back in the finals, shaking things up as far as points go. Andy Hateley advanced on. You know, we saw Farrar Kugay, he was 9th coming into this round. Rudy Hansen, he takes him out. Ben Hobson, our #1 qualifier.
An upset, yeah.
Hateley takes him out. So it's been an action-packed day, and here we are already 8:30. So quickly expedited getting through our PROSPEC competition, and I'm just going to say it right now. Haven't seen any moisture yet. Because we only have one battle left.
I feel like it's too late to say that, but
no, it's not too late. You don't say it like when we're in like the 8s, because then it would just like dump, So don't go anywhere. When we come back, the finals are upon us. 19 years old, his first PROSPEC year and season, second round, and here he is in the finals, going against multiple PROSPEC champion Dimitri Brutskiy on his home track. Can Cole Richards create an upset? We'll find out when we come back here. The Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship Round 2 here at the Crazy 8. That is E-Town.
This is Torque Motorsport.
Driving too fast, I don't wanna wait. We driving the days, we stepping in late. Nothing but blind and real the tape. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. Let's be alive, but we gonna skate. You wanted to ride, you wanted to ride.
GT Radio. Experience ultra-high performance.
For 30 Formula Drift teams, our professional Tire Stacks crew will mount over 1,000 tires during a weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStacks.com, the official tire service of Formula Drift.
You won't believe what a K&N intake will do for your truck. I thought a cold air intake would just make my truck sound better, but I installed a K&N intake. Now I can feel the power as soon as I hit the gas. It was such a simple upgrade, but it has totally transformed my truck. And now, I'll never own a truck without a K&N intake. You've got to experience it for yourself. Get one for your truck at knfilters.com.
Formula Drift is brought to you by GT Radial. Experience the performance. Link ECU, the official ECU of Formula Drift. TireStacks.com. Stacks of tires direct to your door.
Place your bets, place your bets. Who's going to win here? Round 2 of Formula Drift PROSPEC. Who's it going to be in this corner? 19 years young, Cole Richards. Or you have a veteran of Formula Drift PROSPEC champion, multi-years over, Mr. Never Settle, Dimitri Brutskiy. Who's going to get it here at E-Town? In New Jersey, the Garden State. Baby, we were born to run. And they are about to run. Our finals here. Our Link Engine Management, the official ECU of Formula Drift. Cole Richards, Naples, Florida, Springfield, Mass, Dimitri Brutskiy. Cole Richards at Scion. See, it says Scion again. The 8RZ, the 86 with the FRS, with the BRZ. The 8RZ, or do we do 8?
We're doing 8RZ from now on.
Okay.
Handshake deal.
Yep. The 8RZ just covers all the bases, right?
Yeah.
It's like an S chassis. You're like S14.9 plus 1 equals S15.1. Yeah. So again, Subaru makes the BRZ, Toyota 86, and the now brand that has gone the way of the Buffalo, the Scion FRS. So merging all those, the 8RZ. Here we are taking a look at that CoroWorks Cole Richards vehicle. He makes his debut here in PROSPEC, and here he is going against this former champ, Dimitri Brutskiy. Robert Thorne wins the championship last year. He makes the jump from PROSPEC to Pro. That ASM BMW, we'll see him tomorrow. We'll see all of you tomorrow tuning in, 2 o'clock. Watch the Pro Championship. Shout out to the CoroWorks family. Tyler, our heart and thoughts and prayers go out to you, Tyler. And of course, Greg Bussell, he's absolutely excited. And here we go. The finals are upon us. Matt Sopa, Jared Dienda calling the action here. Let's see how this unfolds. Dimitri Brutskiy qualifying 3rd. Cole Richards, 19 years old. That CoroWorks 8RZ. Here we go. Dimitri Brutskiy, Drift HQ, BMW into that first outside zone, fills all of it. Cole Richards firing off. The sparks flying out of the back of his vehicle. Now Dimitri Brutskiy in that second outside zone. Cole Richards get aside of Brutskiy. He shuts it down, but Brutskiy never settled, and he lives up to the mono past that inside clip. Cole Richards gets disrupted in that back end. And now here comes Dimitri Brutskiy in that 3rd outside zone, and Cole Richards has something to prove. Well, guess what? Regardless, he is gonna podium. What do you think?
Absolutely.
That was aggressive move.
It was, but he straightened out in outer zone 2.
Yep.
So that's truly unfortunate because the rest of that run, if you take away from that run that deficit, that was a really good aggressive chase run. Exactly what he needed to do in the finals was just about a half a cup too much going into outer zone 2 here. You'll see the little contact from tire to tire. Brutskiy never settled but never lifts. Richards is going to stay in the game here. Again, matching the angle, does a good job of peeling off his own bumper with Brutskiy's bumper as they out around zone 3 here.
Let's take a look at. Sorry, let's take a look at it again here. Did Dimitri check up? He's on throttle.
See the brake light. The lights were green.
What's that?
The lights were green.
The lights were green.
The 3rd brake light's on, which is fine. That's just an indication that he's left foot braking across the zone, which is kind of a gray area when we're looking at judging and stuff. But the accelerometer in those lights is saying that he's making momentum. It's not full momentum, but it was enough to be green. So check it out here.
Good angle
green,
right here.
Green, less green, and then boom. So
if Cole would have pedaled back here a little bit, I think that would have favored him. Just again, here he's in the final, an FD rookie. You know, you got to. I mean, hey Matt, guess what? You entered Formula Drift PROSPEC. You got your back to the Fusion. You're in the finals. Your 2nd round. What's going through your veins, man?
Oh my, I'd be shaking.
Adrenaline. You're hyped.
A lot of things go out the window. All the logic and your training and your muscle memory can just totally out the window in these situations.
Absolutely.
So I believe they're assessing fault here, huh?
Yeah, contact was made. Tire to tire. You saw them go in. So our 3 judges, Brian Eggert, Robbie Nishida, and Chris Yule. Taking a look here, and again, our judges have multiple different angles all at once, slowing it down, actually pausing it. So right here is the point of contention. Did Medici slow down too much? Did he impede in Cole Richards' momentum to go forward? Basically right there. So I mean, he's filling that outside zone. I'm seeing smoke. Our you know, the judges are analyzing just like we are right now. They have different angles as well. You see Cole exceed Dimitri Brutskiy. He drops back and makes contact.
Yeah, he was too deep in the pocket for one, as far as Richards is concerned. But one thing that we kind of look at black and white with these lights here is, despite Brutskiy being on that left foot brake as he is through outer zone 1 here, it's similar in outer zone 2. We'll take a look at, but that light just doesn't diminish enough, and his acceleration lessens in outer zone 2. As you can see, it went a little yellow there for like a whisper of a wish.
Yeah.
So was it enough to deem him at fault for the collision? I'm not sure. Shared.
Okay, so going to the judges, they are saying, so here's where it's at. Again, yellow is still negative G's. It's pretty much like a caution. You're going to aggressive negative G's, right? The nose of the car is going to dip down. Positive G, obviously you're on throttle. Again, that weight on a string is going back. You're kind of you're at it. But when it goes to yellow, that's again going into negative G's.
Yeah, it's not quite the danger zone.
Yeah. So talking to the judges, deeming fault, they are and actually Ryan Lontaine's pointed out to me that the stop right here, they paused it, and it's actually blue, and blue denotes that it's coasting off throttle. Again, this is not attached to throttle, not attached to brake, coasting through. So that could be, again, decel. So they are saying it's a shared fault. Cole's offline, Dimitri slows down, he hits the blue on the accelerometer, and basically shared fault. They both get how much time allotted?
If it's a shared fault, I believe they have the option to both use their 5 minutes. Since it was an incomplete, I'm not really sure.
And they're taking a look at the decel. Again, on initiation, you can see outer zone 1 all the way over there. Decel, you have a natural decel when you go and initiate, but then they were clearly in outside zone 2. So they both are allotted a 5 minute. This is not utilizing their competition timeout. This is basically saying, hey, so again, they're both allotted 5 minutes, not utilizing the competition timeout. Let's see this at normal speed.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to catch. You can see the third brake light on. Boom. A little correction there. Yeah.
So Cole Richards was offline. Dimitri Brutskiy, lights go blue. Coasting. Not on throttle, not decelling, coasting. That would basically be indicative that he was decelling, but not at an aggressive path. So again, there's Dimitri Brutskiy heading back to the pits. Again, both are allotted 5 minutes, not utilizing their competition timeout. So they still have theirs. So, all right. Any thoughts on that, Sopa?
Yeah, I think the judges made a good decision here after looking at Brutskiy not having a full decel here and not showing yellow or red yet. But Richards being way offline and too deep in that pocket, I think it was a good call to share that fault.
All right, so you could see Brutskiy and his team getting on the car, checking it out. Kevin Wells, he's got the 5 minute competition timeout. But again, bears repeating, not using the comp timeout. We are 1/2 a battle away to find out who's going to win. Is it going to be 19 years old Cole Richards, or is it going to be Dimitri Brutskiy, who knows this track like the back of his hand? He competes in the E-Town Gambler. Matt Sopa, Jared Deanna. When we come back, we'll find out who wins here. Round 2 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. Look at that. Dimitri out of the car. He's shining a light, taking a look. Shine bright like a diamond. When we come back, who's going to come out on top here at E-Town?
Made in Japan. Breed.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or Monster Jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
If you want to get everything you need to know about Monster Jam, about motorsports, you got to go to UNOH.
It's been the best opportunity I've ever taken. I've gotten so many opportunities, so many different connections.
To build every basic skill that you need to be able to work in racing and get your foot in the door.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
And look at this, we are seeing Brutskiy in the pits, and you can see the clock, bottom left-hand corner, just under 2 minutes, under 2-minute allotments. And you got to think they're just tightening it up. It was wheel to wheel. Brutskiy, you see him suited up. I think just triple checking, not nut and bolting the car, and I don't think there was damage because he continued on.
Right, exactly.
Cars being dropped.
Yeah, we can see the toe plates out there. Jacks out from underneath the car. Plenty of time to wrap it up, close the hood, and get him suited and booted.
Look at that, Dimitri. He's pretty calm, all things considered. So let's air the conversation that's happening with not only our judges but also Ryan Lantain, all 4 of our judges. Let's call it what it is.
Sure.
They're conversing about who's at fault. It being shared fault. Is it an incomplete? Is this a wash? Did Cole get walked from the start? Did he try to play catch up? Did Dimitri get in the way? Did he create a wall? Is this just a wash and it's incomplete to this point? Right, I'm not asking you. I'm kind of these are the thoughts that they're kind of asking amongst themselves.
Yeah, this is a very interesting situation because in the spirit of the sport, let's say Richards isn't incomplete, and then we can just judge the rest of that run as is. But at the same time, you got to be fair. You can see him on the binders there. We're at neutral there for Richards there, and it's a very
15 seconds,
very
so
unique
it's still
situation.
pop, guys. Yeah, If so, also that's a great point. If they want to use their competition timeout, it looks like the hood's dropped. He's good to go. So, is Kevin going to force him to call a comp timeout? Yeah. So he's 4 minutes? No. Are we good to go? All right. So you can see Kevin discussing with Pat up here. All right, breaking down all the angles, man. We are just really getting in the weeds here. No, I love this. This is breaking it down and just seeing all the angles, and this is why. Ooh, that was a hard hit, man. I'll tell you what, Cole's got to check that front right suspension.
Yeah, maybe we can get the drone over there in Richards' pit and see what they're getting into.
All right, so Dimitri is calling his competition timeout. So this is a 5-minute allotment. This is your NGK competition timeout. Earlier, again, that previous 5 minutes was, again, shared fault. So the plot thickens here for Dimitri Brutskiy and Cole Richards. The NGK competition timeout. Uh-oh, what's going on here? It's a kid's show, lady. Come on, I'm joking. It's fine, you can party. You can do it, put your back into it. Hey-oh. All right. Let's work it. My man's got a Ryan Turk sweatshirt on. All right, so where are we looking at? We're taking a look for Cole Richards. You can see Derek Madison over there. We're seeing Roots, Kelsey Rawlings, Wild to Wild. So and is that where Cole's at? No, that is Licklighter. Oh, there he is already. He's already to the Pedal Commander burnout box. The purple lights are on, and Cole Richards. Is that a donut on the ceiling? Is that what's going on there? See that? Looks like a donut.
Looks like a little purple Pac-Man.
Yeah. Welcome, race fans. Tomorrow, round 4. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. It is the Type S, the Gauntlet, presented by AutoZone. Round 4, the Pro Championship, 2 p.m. for top 32. And then top 16 driver introductions. That is going down at, what is that, 6:30? 2 o'clock for top 32 and 6:30 for top 16 in our opening ceremonies. Also, you could watch live, or if you can tune in to MAV TV. Check your local listings. All right, so one half of the battle left, or is it going one more time? We'll get you home before dinner. We are on pace to finish before 9, but this unfolded and transpired. You guys having fun out there in New Jersey? Don't fall asleep on me. Come on, it's Friday. Let's party. Yep. There we go. I see you. Yeah, you.
It's good camera awareness there, my guy.
Yeah, my guy. Throwing the peace sign, chucking the deuce. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining us. The hard-tuned pants was a. And here we go. Brutskiy, Belarus, holding it down. Looks like we got a Dustin Miles there cheering him on. The Miles of Style team. And here we go. So making his way to that Pedal Commander burnout box, the second half. Now Cole Richards will lead. And the outcome here is TBD because, again, that shared fault, both of them, again, being allotted 5 minutes, not utilizing the competition timeout, but Dimitri did choose to use it to just get a little more refinement on his vehicle. Don't know exactly why he chose to do that, but better safe than sorry. This could be the last run. You know, want to make sure you're absolutely up to snuff. Something absolutely silly might just break. So, again, inspecting the car.
Yeah, especially if the toe is that far off, that can definitely affect his steering input and attitude of the car by far.
All right. Cole Richards, Dimitri Brutskiy, 100 points on the line, 88 for second. So there are the points on the line. 100 for first, 88 for second, 76 for third, 64 for fourth. So again, Farouk Kawhi, 9th in points coming to this round. He's going to jump up a considerable amount. Also Andrew Hateley, he gets 30, gets 76 points richer. So again, where you qualify does dictate, you know, either third or fourth. So you can see the point differential. Loving the double burnout box, Pedal Commander burnout box. This is the second run of this battle. We already saw Dimitri Brutskiy lead. Cole Richards gets to the side of him. He was offline, gets into Brutskiy. The judges kind of analyzing. The blue lights were on, moot point through that second outside zone. They said, shared fault. Both of you guys get 5 minutes. Not utilizing the comp timeout, and now Cole Richards for the first time, second ever FD round. He's in the finals, 19 years old from Naples, Florida. That Coro Works 8RZ as we're deeming it. Again, the 86, the BRZ, the FRS, the 8RZ. Here we go. Who's going to come out on top? Again, shared fault on that first run. This is second run. Is this it? Are we going to have a winner? Here at Englishtown, Cole Richards, 19 years old, going against multiple PROSPEC champion Dimitri Brutskiy. Good initiation, a little wavering there. Rips up, fires in on the inside of the outside zone 1, trying to find outside zone 2. Comes up a bit short again. Now dips that back right tire, and Dimitri Brutskiy filling all that zone. Leaves it a little bit early, but that's exactly what Cole Richards did. Now, again, Dimitri Brutskiy back there quite a bit. Is that too much of a tempered approach? Cole Richards in that third outside zone, and Brutskiy consistently the same distance through the entirety of the run. That was really interesting.
I felt like that might have been a bad call on his spotters' advice there. They probably thought that Richards is at a huge deficit, advantage Brutskiy. So yeah, let's just make enough presence here, but we haven't found out. I haven't seen any of their spotters in here to see if we're playing it too safe. Richards definitely could have filled out outer zone 1 and 2 a little better. Could have gotten a little further away from inner clutch 1 there, but he did fill out outer zone 3 well. Brutskiy barely in the frame here as we round out the finish line here. Taking a look from the sky here. Richards leaving outer zone 1, not even present in there. Same with Brutskiy. This is about as close as he gets the whole run here as Richards flirts with outer zone 2. Bringing it around here. He's trying to sacrifice a little angle to get a little presence. They're like, yeah, I'm kind of in the game here, but playing it very safe. Bad card to be dealing there, in my opinion, by Brutskiy and his team there.
Yeah, that got really interesting. Brutskiy, again, reviewing the tail of the tape. Cole Richards out front. So, well, guess what? If this comes up, you know they're going one more time. So, it is a one more time between Brutskiy and Richards. Again, shared fault. Both of them had mistakes. So, you know what? Let's see him run again.
Yeah, I mean, it could have went the other way if maybe Brutskiy had a little more information there to be aggressive on the chase. And they had to compare lead to chase. So here we are, one more time in the final.
All right, so again, Cole Richards, Brutskiy. I don't know who got a lucky break here. Maybe both of them, maybe Cole Richards. I mean, you know, on paper, Brutskiy should be taking down Cole Richards. I mean, he knows this track. He's a former champion. Cole Richards, you know, no track time here other than this weekend, right? I believe so. Actually, don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I'll find out. But again, a fierce competitor in both these guys. But again, on paper, I would think Brutskiy would just, bam, just break his wrist if he was arm wrestling.
Yeah,
you'd
know? Think that too. And, you know, looking, if we didn't have all the replay equipment here and you'd see Richards just, you know, choke up and straighten it, that would have been a whole different story here. So it's really cool to see all this come together and get a fair fight out of these guys.
Well, still one more battle left. The fans are hyped. Thank you so much for sticking around, Jersey. Our finals are here, but don't go anywhere. One more battle to find out who wins here. Round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Remember, 2 o'clock tomorrow, top 32, Pro, the Type S Gauntlet. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Also, if you're coming here tomorrow, you can pick up some Type S goods over at the Formula Drift booth. We got special deals, event pricing only. We got the Pro Series PSL Smart Underglow, which you see underneath all the vehicles. You got the 12-volt jump starter with a built-in USB-C cable and LCD display. You got the Pro Series Ultra Slim Smart LED Trim Kit. Also, if you're a photographer, you want to light up the night, you got the signature Larry Chen Light 360 LED video light and power bank. So it's a power bank, and you get to light up the night. So again, special pricing here at the Formula Drift merchandise trailer. So if you're planning on coming, if you're here now, or if you're planning on coming tomorrow, special pricing over at the Type S booth or at the Formula Drift merchandise booth. Look at this, the Garden State. Wonder why it's called that. We'll be right back. The finals are here, but it's going OMT. That is one more time here at FDNJ. Be right back.
What it takes to win, pushing boundaries, performing under pressure, and having the best people on your team. Link ECU, the performance, reliability, and power to get to the podium.
One bottle, so many great things. When your engine reaches 75,000 miles or more, like on this truck, years of carbon buildup leads to reduced fuel economy, increased wear, poor acceleration, and higher emissions. Max Restore is specifically designed for high-mileage engines with quality PEA and proprietary detergents to remove those stubborn legacy deposits. and it includes a friction modifier to reduce future wear in the upper cylinder of your vehicle's engine. Restore performance and protect your high mileage engine with Royal Purple Max Restore.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime!
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
NGK makes ignition coils. Why? Because we prefer a running partner that can keep pace. We know ignition, and since our spark plugs don't run alone, we put some of our energy and expertise into making better coils. NGK ignition coils are engineered to OE durability and performance. And because we race to win, we improve the design, testing, and validation of our coils for better performance. NGK spark plugs and coils, better together.
What's up, I'm Dylan Hughes. I'm the driver of the Royal Purple BMW E46 here in Pro 1 FD. So behind me is my competition car. This is a 2005 BMW E46 chassis that I got off of one of my buddies. I bought it for about $1,000 as a stock complete running car, and I took it back to my shop and completely ripped it to pieces and built it into the weapon that it is today. Underneath the car, we have GT radial tires with Forged Star wheels. It is FDF steering kit on the full front end, so the FDF Mantis kit on the front, and then we have factory trailing arms in the rear, BC Racing shocks with FDF upper and lower control arms in the rear. So behind me here is the legendary 3-liter inline 6-cylinder, the 2JZ. So I opted to run a factory crankshaft in this thing, leaving it factory displacement at 3 liters. Royal Purple keeps this 2JZ engine super happy. We run an XPR 550 oil. We run CB Carrillo rods and pistons in it. We run Brian Crowder camshafts in it. So all the buckets, all the valves, all the springs, all the retainers, everything is all Super Tech performance. We run a Garrett Motion G40 1150 turbo at about 32 PSI, making right around 950 wheel horsepower with 100 shot of nitrous to spray it at 3,000 RPM up to target boost. Basically to make this thing drive like it's a big block Chevy, but sound 10 times better in my opinion. This thing is probably the scariest car I've ever driven. At 3,040 pounds with me in it at about 950 wheel, I mean, it'll do a straight line burnout at 100 if I asked it to, which is pretty terrifying to be honest with you. We run an Andrews 4-speed transmission in it, which is currently on the bench right here, doing a little bit of maintenance after we whooped on it pretty hard yesterday. Going back, we have a drive shaft shop drive shaft that goes to a Winner's Performance 10-inch quick change differential with drive shaft shop axles. Link ECU for the electronics has been helping us out. Heartstock Racing built the engine harness and then the chassis harness as well. And a PWR radiator to keep it all cool, and then a Garrett intercooler core that I ended up making end tanks for, and I fabricated my charge pipes and everything for it. I do all my own fabrication work. There's nobody else that welds in the car except for me. I'm very particular about it, and I've been doing it for long enough where I have my little ways that I like to do it. So whether it's titanium for the 3.5-inch exhaust system, or we have aluminum for the charge pipes, or we have stainless for the wastegate dump tubes, I do all of it. The only thing that I don't do is wiring and electronics. I'm very, very meticulous in particular, and I think that's kind of why we kind of have a reputation for having pretty clean cars, and I like to keep it that way. So thank you guys for following along. Check us out on the Royal Purple Instagram at Royal Purple, or on my Instagram at Dylan Hughes, or check us out on Throttle. Thanks for following along.
The stage is set, the lights are on, both the Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift, and the big bad lights that light up E-Town. Once a drag strip for numerous years, the drag strip shut down, and built out the excess asphalt and pavement you see. So you see that gray area, that's the drag strip. just cut it right in half and close this thing into a drift coliseum. I like to call it, I've been nicknaming it the Crazy 8 because things get crazy inside that figure 8. So we will find out again as the finals are set. We are taking a look at Cole Richards, 19 years old. His dad is in the building. The Drift School USA. Rapper Dan, how we doing, Dan? Thanks for joining us. There you go, buddy. And again, talking to Taka Ayano, Formula Drift veteran. He helped Cole Richards develop his driving prowess. And again, Drift School USA in California. He's been helping Cole Richards out quite a bit. Talking to Taka, he's over in the spotters tower. Dimitri's spotter over there, Yoshi as well. And talking to them, he says, make sure he doesn't drink the champagne. So again, maybe pop the bottle, but none going down the gullet. I know his dad is here, mom's watching at home, but forced to go to one more time. I agree with that call.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd love to see a winner. Let's go. Let's wrap it up.
Let's make it concise and clear, huh?
Yep. So again, local time, just after 9 p.m. There they are, the all-new Toyotas. You can see that Toyota GR Corolla Circuit Edition. And then you got the 45th anniversary Supra there, and also the new Trueno. 860 of those, the black and white Panda livery. Kind of the old school Tofu runner. An homage to the initial D Panda livery. And here we are back at it like a track addict. The Pedal Commander burnout box being utilized by Brutskiy and Richards. Brutskiy from Massachusetts, Belarus, and Naples, Florida owned Cole Richards. The curly hair bellowing out of, see there it is, says Drift School USA on his suit. So again, Takayano very proud of his students. Here he's in the final, second ever Formula Drift PROSPEC round. He's going against a veteran and a champion of Dimitri Brutskiy. Brutskiy will lead. Are we going to get a run? Are we going to get a winner? Here we go. OMT run one. Brutskiy out front. Cole Richards in the chase position. Down under the bridge. Into that first outside zone. Here goes Brutskiy using all of the course. Cole Richards drops in. A little later than Brutskiy, but keeps that proximity. Brutskiy dialed in. And there it is. Cole Richards keeps that momentum. He is right there. He's knocking on the door. Look at that, lunging forward. Good proximity. Brutskiy now going to transition that last outside zone. Coming into outside zone 3. Brutskiy brings it in. Cole Richards, man, could not shake him. That Cora Works shadow in that supercharged LS 8RZ.
Yeah, Brutskiy had a really good lead run here, did all his responsibilities as the lead driver. Richards just kind of looked like he was wavering in every single section of this course here. I almost thought he was going to do a little repeat here of the last incident here. Came super close to giving him a little boop there. Brutskiy pretending like he's not even there. Good mimic of the transition here as Richards gets into the outer zone 3, trying to sacrifice a little bit of angle as they finish out the course here, but Brutskiy very smooth, giving Richards a good opportunity to have a good chase run, but I felt like Richards left a little bit on the table as far as that concerned. It wasn't as smooth going in the outer zone 2 here. He almost did the same thing he did in the same exact spot. I was like, almost shouted out again. Come on, Richards, let's get it together here. So we're getting past inner clip 1. Get a little piece of his bumper there, but I just don't think it'll be enough to give him the needle in this way if we just had to dissect this battle. So I think Brutskiy's had an advantage here so far.
Okay, all right, at a quick glance, Matt gives his insight. Let's see what and how it unfolds. Changing the order, the lights are on. We're getting ready to send it. Here we go. Cole Richards out front. Dimitri Brutskiy in the chase position. Is it going to be a dominant performance? Are we going one more time? Cole Richards, again, his sophomore round of competition. He's in the finals. Going against Brutskiy in that Drift HQ BMW. Drift HQ BMW surging forward. Brutskiy gets out of shape. He gets off course. Cole Richards continues on. Past that inside clip, Cole just barely nicks it. Going to that last outside zone. Again, woo, look at this. Cole Richards going against the champ of Dimitri Brutskiy. Round of applause for 19 years young Cole Richards.
Oh man, Jared, I feel like Brutskiy just kind of balled it up and threw out the window there in outer zone 2 if we had to look at it at just a glance here, but awesome job with Richards. I really liked his entry. It wasn't as deep as Brutskiy here on his lead, but it was nice and smooth, good and aggressive enough. Good transition here by both gentlemen here as they get in outside zone 2. Richards not faulting at all. Brutskiy almost straightening out as he almost filled the whole car or the whole zone up with his car is almost straightened out there. Again, fall behind could never come back in that deficit. I think we have advantage Richards here by far here. Take another look at it from the sky. Brutskiy making that transition. He's trying to get more of a piece out of Richards here. He didn't have to put all of it on the board, but he does it anyway as he gets a little tire off there, off the pavement, and he can just never reel him back in as he tries to make up some ground here and just doesn't put it together as good as Richards did in his chase run, as wobbly as it was, but
wobbly.
Yeah.
All right, well, guess what? Come on down. You're the next contestant on the Formula Drift podium. We do have a decision. It is unanimous. We do know that Andrew Hateley gets 3rd place. I'll announce the winner. You'll know who gets 2nd place. But round of applause for Dimitri Brutskiy and Cole Richards. Cole Richards notably, again, 2nd round of competition. Drift School USA, Takayama. Again, a proud mentor for this young man. Dimitri Brutskiy, always a competitor, fierce competitor. But Andy Hateley grabs 3rd place. The Drift Wizard makes his way to the center of the course, over to the media pits. And there he is. Hopefully he's wearing the outfit. He better be wearing that cone.
That thing better be in the passenger seat at all times.
Yes. I mean, he's got the spells. So thank you so much, Sopa. Man, some exciting driving, from qualifying into 32. And, again, I got criticized for calling Ben Hobson, wow, make a run kind of unexciting. Well, it just starts to coalesce, kind of like the driving progressed, right? So it slowly ramps up, and here we are. We saw an exciting, it goes one more time after a tumultuous contact. But your thoughts overall?
I think it was great. We'd like to see I'm always a fan of getting the underdog having his chance against the Titans here, and this is exactly what we saw. We saw Richards fight his way through the top 32 and 16, making a really good effort here, and so it's going to be very interesting to see which way the judges go here, and Hateley get on that board again.
Yep. All right, so let's announce them. Here are podium finishers here at round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. The drivers stepping outside of their vehicle. First up, we start with 3rd place. So 3rd place here at round 2 at E-Town. Make some noise for the Drift Wizard. That is Andrew Hateley. Andy Hateley getting 3rd place here at round 2 of the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship. Congratulations to our finalists. Again, Dimitri Brutskiy, a champion multiple times over, the Drift HQ BMW, and again, making his debut here this season in the finals for a 2nd round ever in the Link Engine Management PROSPEC Championship that Coro works. Again, calling it the 8RZ, a culmination of the 86, the BRZ, and the FRS. All right, without further ado, your winner here at the Type S, the Gauntlet, presented by AutoZone, unanimously, the winner here at round 2 at E-Town is Cole Richards. Cole Richards gets the win and the victory here at E-Town. Congratulations again to the team, a vehicle that's seen competition over the years and now dialed into this 19-year-old, putting it down for Naples, Florida, and that means 2nd place. A hug from, again, this champion, the Drift HQ, Link Engine Management, BMW, Dimitri Brutskiy gets 2nd place, never settle, and he is back in the hunt for a championship. Congratulations again to Cole Richards, Dimitri Brutskiy, and Andy Hateley, 1, 2, and 3. Some great driving across the board. The championship is heating up. Here we are, we're officially halfway through. We continue on to Worldwide Technology Raceway Park for round 3, and again, a champion will be crowned in Utah. Shaking things up, Rudy Hansen going out early, Ben Hobson going out early. And again, out of the top 10, in the 8 was only Farouk.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of upsets here that we didn't see coming. It would have been a hard one to place your bets on for sure. There have been a lot of people, might not be happy with their choice, but this is drifting and anything can happen.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of our judges, great job, Robbie Nishida, Chris Ewell, Brian Eggert, and of course Ryan Lontaine, Sean Adriano, all of them chiming in on that very difficult call. And again, thank you to all our staff, all our crew, and thank you to our sponsors, and congratulations to the drivers, pit crew, and everybody. As I'm going to go over and we're going to give out some trophies, spray the champagne. Cole, you're not allowed to have any. I was told by your mentor there. There's some high fives. And here's a look after the outcome. Cole Richards, boom, jumps up to 3rd. Dimitri Brutskiy jumps up to 5th. So again, 100 points for 1st. So Cole Richards makes a big impact here. I mean, look at that. From 16 to 116 points.
Just like that.
Just like that, baby. So Nate Chen in 6th. Farouk Kugay goes from 9th to 7th. Andy Hateley jumps up to 9th. And Jaden, the 15-year-old, he's sitting top 10.
He's creeping up.
All right. So thank you so much, Matt Sopa.
Absolutely, Jared.
We will see you on the line tomorrow. Joining me up here in the booth, a variety of different judges. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all of you, drift drivers, fans, everybody. The drift world will be back here 2 o'clock tomorrow for the continuation of E-Town, but it is round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship Type S Gauntlet. Congratulations to Cole Richards, winner of round 2 of the Link Engine Management ProSpec Championship. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. Send it, Formula Drift Nation. We'll see you back here at 2 p.m. local time.